Here it goes.
I really hope I timed that right, because that's gonna.
Well, it's too late now. You can't turn around.
I know.
Can't take it back.
Welcome to Mistakes Happen tonight.
It says 7 p.m. on my computer.
Right? Oh, welcome everybody to watch. Come and watch the show. We're going to be covering a whole bunch of different things again tonight. Not really sure where they're going to lead to again, but I mean that's called the Friday Night Show. So as you can see, one person we're missing right now, John. He'll be here eventually. He kind of put me in control. That's why I think it's going to be messed up for a while, but we'll roll with it. I mean, things happen. So, yeah, welcome to the show. How's everyone doing tonight?
Thumbs up there,
Good.
buddy. Thumbs up there, Ghost Rider. How are you?
I am not too bad. Just
Just
off element right now of just trying to do a few things, but yeah, it's okay. It happens. I'm just gonna roll with it, and
it's his maiden voyage as host of the show. So we have to put all of our faith in the rookie right now. He's greenhorn powers right now.
Right. Well, and I have beer, so I mean, there's that. So, I mean, it's worth it Friday night to have a drink, right?
Everybody right now is out on the internet trying to find Al Davis's girlfriend. I couldn't find her.
No. Actually, I'm checking basketball scores because part of my bracket's already been busted.
Already? That was quick.
Yeah.
So are you losing money on this bracket?
There was a 15 seed that beat a 2 seed today.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
And
then Carolina lost big time. So.
Well, that was expected, wasn't it?
Well, no, because they were favored over Wisconsin, but I did hit both of my 5-12s, so I'm doing good on that.
Nice.
Huh. Really? No, I can't, but I'm happy to tune in and listen.
I would just say, hey, if you want, you can just take a breather and come on the show and chit chat with us for a while.
Hi, Amanda. Bob, did you see what Luka Doncic did?
Well, I hope things work out, Amanda.
Luka, the basketball player?
No. Yeah, Luka Doncic?
Yeah. I just watched a clip. You know how there's a girl referee now?
Yes.
And she's a pretty cute little girl. And he walked up to her and he goes, "What about that foul?" And she was like, "What foul?" It's like during like a little timeout thing or something, or someone shooting a free throw. And she's like, "What foul?" And then, well, you can't hear her, but you can see her say it. And then she says it again. She's like, "What foul?" Like, she's puzzled. And then he goes, when you made me fall in love with you. And she gets this look on her face. She kind of smiles and gets this look like, "Are you serious?"
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, man. It was freaking, I was like, that, and just listening, like the way he probably said it, his voice, like his accent probably made it so great. I'm like, man, you better be careful, bro. That could be taken the wrong way in 2021.
We need to use that on the pickup line show.
I know, right?
Hey, see that foul? What foul?
Oh, that's so fun.
Wait till the Karens get a hold of that.
Yeah, wait till the Karens get a hold of that.
Yeah, and it'll be all about toxic masculinity and
the Twitters are going nuts already.
I don't even want. They'll ban him from the NBA. Watch.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a white guy.
I'm thinking about just getting Twitter so I can see all this stuff.
I think I signed up for it when it first started, but I never got into it, so I just kind of let it go.
Oh, Bob, you wouldn't like it, man. People are so ignorant on there.
Yeah, but I
don't even have TikTok either, so I'm not gonna make a fool.
You don't need TikTok.
I don't have TikTok either.
You don't need TikTok. Just, I mean, if you want to like walk away from your phone depressed, get TikTok.
Everybody's been trying to get me to get it like for so long, and I'm like, I am not doing that. Like, I don't need that in my life.
You know, we should just create like a TikTok for this show only and just do stupid shit on it.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
See, but that's the whole thing with TikTok, right? Because I
it's
don't.
all
I mean,
stupid shit.
that is a great summation of the activity on TikTok. Well, but here's the thing with TikTok that I've noticed that kind of maybe helps people along is that you have to have something kind of unique and different, something that people want to watch. I mean, there's plenty of just dumbasses on there. There's plenty of people that got all kinds of mental issues. There's drug addicts. I mean, it
and
spans
chicks shaking their tits.
The whole thing. I mean, it's from
There's
A
nothing
to
wrong with that.
No.
yeah, I'm not taking away from content. I mean, if that's what people want to watch, then so I mean, there's people who have like pet monkeys and shit, and that's like all they do is just show videos of their pet monkeys opening Amazon boxes and stuff.
You got to give the people what they want.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's supply and demand.
Yeah, but
that's,
I mean, there's people out there watching this stupid shit.
I watch it just because I like the spectator sport. I like the spectator sport.
There's kids on there that are making millions.
Hell yeah!
Just from being a TikToker.
Yeah, there's people that do the dumbest, most asinine shit on that show and have like 1 million followers.
Yeah. On that show, on that app. It's not a show, it's an app.
Well, you're right. I mean, but it feels like a show. It feels like a million little mini shows all tethered together, and you just swipe through. You know?
So it's like YouTube.
Yeah, man.
To a degree. To a degree.
Just leave the monkeys alone, all right? Let's not jump on the monkeys, all right?
The monkeys are actually one of the more interesting videos to watch, you know, because it's like
them open an Amazon box.
Well, no, because you get, I don't know. I mean, you get caught up in that dichotomy, like, oh, that's cool. I'd love to have a fucking monkey, you know. And then there's the other part of you that goes, why the fuck do you want a monkey? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm like,
way too much time on your hands. I'm thinking.
You have to have nothing but time on your hands if you own a monkey.
Are you even allowed to own monkeys?
I think in some places you can. I think in other places these monkeys are being rehabilitated. They were either taken out of like abusive homes or shitty kind of petting zoos and stuff like that.
Who the fuck's beating up on their monkey?
People treat animals like shit, bro. I mean, that's
how we got our dog.
Yeah.
Our dog.
Yeah, when you beat your monkey was a whole different thing when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But trust me, these monkeys are not living like shitty lives. I mean, they have people send them packages and packages and packages of stuff. These monkeys have anything. They live in these great homes, and they got like the whole area. I just don't know if I could subscribe to owning an animal that needs to wear a diaper like 24/7, and that's what you're doing, you know, is taking care of a perpetual like 2-year-old for the duration of the time that monkey is in your possession.
Yeah,
my father, when he was stationed in Vietnam, he had 2 pet monkeys at 2 different times. Wow. And I've never seen, and all the pictures I've seen of my dad with that freaking monkey. That monkey never wore a fucking diaper. Okay. I guess he was domesticated. He knew how to go
outside and shit.
Yeah, I don't think it's due to incontinence. I just don't think they know what to do.
Teach you how to use the toilet, you know, or something. Who knows?
I'm not clear on exactly, but every one of them that I have seen on TikTok, they all are wearing diapers. So I'm guessing
it might be a fashion thing too. So you know,
it might be. It might just be that. Is intelligent.
People dress up a dog. Maybe they're dressing up their monkey in a colorful diaper.
Well, that's. I mean, some people are putting like clothing on them. Some people aren't. It's just the monkey and the diaper kind of running around. You know.
I always still think of the organ and the monkey.
Oh, like the grinders, the old school grinders and stuff. Yeah, no, I remember that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, TikTok is just a cesspool. It's a cesspool of anything, of everything.
Talk about how cute the baby alligators. Oh, they got alligators on TikTok too.
Oh, you could, yeah. And people got a pet everything. They got chipmunks, skunks, possums, lizards, monkeys, the whole nine. It's all there. It's whatever you want is on TikTok.
Are people commenting, Brian, and we can't see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, I can.
No, everything is
Yeah,
on
Amanda's
no,
there.
yeah.
Nita's
The
there.
only one that
Nita's
came through
there.
me.
Nita's there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Amanda's
I
just
saw
fucked the
I saw the.
monkeys, and
Oh wait,
Nita
hold
says
on.
hi.
Oh, here we go. I got it.
Who's coming on? Oh, Bob, we lost Bob. Hey, I thought Jen was going to be on tonight.
Jen's not able to come on tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Amanda. The problem with baby alligators is they turn into not baby
Big.
alligators.
Big gators.
And the small snakes turn into big snakes. Everything grows up super big.
Exactly.
Even the monkeys grow up.
Everybody wonders, oh no, I had this pet snake and now this pet snake is big enough to freaking kill me. Yeah, you idiot.
Yeah. Don't go to sleep at night in the same room with the snake.
That's what happens. It's ridiculous.
See, I knew friends of mine in college. They used to have pet tarantulas.
No, see, hell to the no.
See, when I was in
All
college,
the way no.
when I was in college, I lived on this sixplex, so 6 apartments, like 3 on one. 3 on one side, 3 on the other. But so a friend of mine actually lived. I was on the top one, and my friend of mine lived on the bottom one, and he would always have parties. So we would go down there and drink and stuff, just walk upstairs and be home.
No.
Well, I got there early, and he was having a party, so a whole bunch of the people coming over. He let his tarantula out, and so he asked me if I wanted to hold it. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I was by the door. Apparently, there's a couch by the door. Why, I don't know, but there's a couch by the door. And anyways, there's a knock on the door, so I got up and opened the door, and the tarantula was right in my hand. And there was a couple of girls that came over for the party. And I'm like, hey. And they just screamed, and one hit my hand. And my hand went right behind me, and it flew right between all the other people in the room there. Everyone just started screaming. People started leaving the room. I don't even know if he actually found a spider afterwards, but I assume he did because he didn't seem that mad a few days later.
Oh, somebody smashed it to the ground, huh?
Not that I know.
I don't do that. Spiders.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was. I don't know. It was about yay big or so.
No, I don't want no snake, no spider, nowhere near me. Like, if anybody, no, I'm that type of guy. Like, if somebody has like a pet snake, I'm like, look, if that thing comes, if I even see it, I'll out the door. I'm gone. I don't even like going up and looking at them like at the zoo and shit. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I don't. Those things are supposed to be in another part of the world that I don't live in.
So Mike would never make it snakes in a plane, man.
Well, most spiders, most.
I'm the type of guy. I just jump. I'm cool. Like.
I'm blurry again. No, what about lizards? How do you feel about lizards?
They're not as bad. My uncle had a.
The iguanas, they get pretty big.
Yeah. My cousin had an iguana.
My uncle had an iguana.
Yeah.
I never held it though, because I just don't. I don't do with animals like that. Like I like dogs. Cats are annoying, but they're fine. Horses are okay, whatever. But
you're into the mammal sector. You don't like scaly, reptile-y things.
No, because he didn't even like cats that much. So
Yeah, well, cats are just. I don't know. I'm just not a cat guy, but I can deal with them.
Cats are just have minds of their own. They love you one minute and they hate you.
Yeah, I would never.
And then they draw blood the next.
So yeah. I would never last in the jungle.
No, not a domestic cat.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't. Oh, yeah. Fuck those shows. I would never go on like Naked and Afraid.
Snakes on a plane, I would have just jumped. Yeah. I'm cool. I guess this is how I'm going.
Yeah. Well, not as bad as the couple in the bathroom. They really got it good. So.
Yeah, no, I'm out. Like, I'm checking out.
Well, how would one deal with that? Like, they're afraid of like all these creepy crawlies, and they have to go camping for a week.
Well, I went camping.
They're like everywhere.
I'm just not going camping in the Amazon jungle.
Right, there's a big difference.
Hey, so don't go down to what the whole lake is that?
A guinea pig. Amanda had a guinea pig.
Friends of mine went camping down there. Well, in the summer there's a certain month that's tarantula mating season.
Oh no.
So they went down there and they didn't know that. So they're camping down there. They got the tent set up and stuff, and during the daytime everything's fine. They're out there with the boat on the lake and all that crap. And at night, they're sleeping and they kind of like hear this noise, and he turns his flashlight on the tent and he sees shadows going over the tent. What the hell is that? So He unzips the tent and looks out there, and there's thousands of tarantulas just crawling all over the place, all over the campground. Thousands of them.
Oh,
And he zips that tent up and is like, we're not going out there. We're not going out there. And in the morning, they're gone. And apparently, they come out and it's mating season during a certain month in the summertime. Lake Comanche, I think, is what it was. And they come out at night and they take over the campgrounds. They're just crawling all over the place, all over everything.
yeah, I would have packed up and left that morning.
He did. The next morning, they were out.
Nope,
they were
I'm out.
Man.
You think that they would
Everything
warn
out.
you before getting to the
Make sure they
campground?
don't
Yeah,
take
you think that would-
any home
yeah.
with them.
Like, yeah, if you're not okay with spiders, you're about to see thousands of them all in the same shot.
Yeah.
Well, how bad are like the mosquitoes down there comparatively to like I know like up here they're
Nah, mosquitoes are. I mean, they're annoying, but I mean,
Here
come on.
they're average.
At night
I
they
mean,
come out, especially when you're in the country.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, they're
usually
they're
they're
annoying.
pretty bad.
Well, back east, you get some
Okay,
nasty,
Bruce,
like
you
June
please-
bugs and all that stuff.
Yeah. Bruce, usually it's August and September when the tarantulas migrate because I used to live in Don Pedro.
Oh, yeah. So you know about migrating season, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, August and September.
And they're out like at night. They're just
They're everywhere.
all over the, yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm cool on that. There's no way.
And they will leave you alone
Yeah.
because all they're looking for is to mate. They can
It's a
care
little
less about
nookie.
him. Yep, that's all they're
So,
looking
Polly, JPZ, what's up?
for. Mm-hmm.
They're looking for a
Yeah,
little
no.
nookie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, my buddy, when I was my first house that I lived in, that I rented,
Suck it
was
long
off
time,
of
JP.
Roseburg, was off of Roseburg and Tully. So there was a field. It was right behind Moab, Meal on a Bun. So they had a little orchard back there, and they had rats. They had rats everywhere.
Who's else is there? Friday night,
Yeah.
Amanda.
Now it's an apartment complex. Now it's called Italian Gardens.
Not
But
much,
this is
JP.
right
You
before
need to
they-
get on here.
But this was right before they built that stuff. So I had a buddy who had a snake. He had an 8-foot python named Priscilla. So
Yeah, you gotta send me the invite.
Priscilla's here.
I borrowed Priscilla for like a week, so Priscilla could hunt rats in my back room. Every night before I would go to bed, I would find the snake, make sure it wasn't in my room. I'd close the door, no big deal. One night I had some company over. One of my friends, Mark Hollum, he was a big buff guy. He was sitting on my couch. I completely forgot the snake was in the house.
Uh-oh.
And the snake comes out from under the couch and cuts across the carpet. My buddy got up and ran. We had to track him down the next block over. He was still running. And have him come back. But yeah, it was a good snake.
I don't know. It's not that I'm afraid of snakes per se. I just don't know that I'd really need one as a pet. Now, when I moved to San Diego, my cousin this is before I moved, but I was visiting, and he picks me up from the airport. We're going back to his apartment, and he's like, "Hey, man, are you okay with lizards?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And in my head, I'm thinking, well, it's California. It's somewhat kind of tropical. Maybe he's talking about like the little geckos and things that like stick to the sides of the building or climb the trees or whatever. So we get back to his friggin' apartment. As we're coming around the corner, he goes, "That's what I'm talking about right there." And he points to his kitchen window, and there was this massive iguana just chilling on the microwave, like right in front of the window. Turns out his name was I guess he's still alive. His name's Fat Albert, called Fatty. And so, yeah, Fatty just roamed the house all day long. So you'd be sitting there, and he liked to sleep in beds. So you'd be laying in bed, and Fatty would just come climbing up the side of the bed.
Shit.
Who's back? He's back. Well, it was
no.
short.
No,
Oh, he's back. He's gone.
Yeah, I'm on for a few minutes. I got to
Well,
jump in.
you know,
I'll
you
jump
can
in
be
and out.
How do you like going to Florida, though? When it gets cold, they fall out of the trees.
Yeah, well, that happened to Fatty one night, and I didn't know that that's what happens to iguanas.
Yeah.
So my cousin went out of town with his girlfriend at the time, and he's like, "Hey man, can you watch Fatty while we're gone?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." He's like, "Yeah, he's outside in his cage out in the dog run, so yeah, he should be fine." And I'm like, "Okay, no problem." because it's California. It doesn't normally get that cold. So I fell asleep on the bed, and I woke up at like, I don't know, 2 a.m, and the window had been open, and I could hear the rain falling. And then I was like, oh, wow, it's cold. And I'm like, oh, Fatty. So I go running outside, and it's pitch black. You can't see anything. But I know his general location on the side of the house. So I go out to the back of the house, and I kind of peer around down the alley to the cage in the dog run. And I'm like, I hope to God he's still there. And I'm looking, and I can't quite see. And I think what I think is his silhouette. I think I see it. So as I keep getting closer to the cage, I'm walking cautiously. I look, and it's not him. It's like one of the hanging logs that my cousin, put in the cage. And I'm like, where's Fatty? And the door's shut, so I know he hasn't gotten out. And I open the door, and there was enough light coming from the window at that point. I could see him laying on his back on the bottom of the cage. Yeah. Like, he looked like, flat. Like, I was like, oh my God, it's not even like 6-8 hours later, and I've killed my friggin' cousin's iguana. So as I'm like, and your heart is breaking, over top of this massive lizard. And then all of a sudden, it was like a scene in a movie, and you just see like his one claw go, like move like half an inch, and I'm like, he's still alive. I pick him up, and I'm like, now what the fuck do I do? What do you do with a friggin' frozen lizard? So I ran in the garage, and I was like, towels. So I ran and got towels, and I put one under him and over him. And I'm like, I'll just try to warm him up. He's a cold-blooded animal. That's what they need is heat. Well, I was still panicking. I'm like, hair dryer. So I ran back in the house, and I got a hair dryer, which I guess it wasn't mine, it was hers. And I just took the son of a bitch out there and put it on low, and I plugged it in, and I just kind of blew heat like up underneath the towels, And then slowly, like, you see his head come up and his eyes open, and then it was like he just came right back to new. It was like nothing ever happened with Fatty. And I was like, and then that's when you have that internal debate, like, do I tell my cousin what the fuck happened 8 hours into leaving, or do I just kind of keep that one to myself?
Becky, the new face is Tim. Tim, he's been on before, Becky. I don't know, maybe you weren't on that night, but yeah, Tim's been on.
This is my third trip around the horn, I think.
You seem kind of faded, John.
Third or fourth.
Your volume's low, John.
All right, hold on. How about now?
Slightly better.
All right, yeah. I have to use that other my other preamp. This one, it all went red. All the lights turned red, and I don't know what the hell happened to it.
Yeah, Priscilla was having problems trying to hear us on her cell phone.
Yeah. So that's 2 people now.
They might just have bad cell phone speakers.
Yeah, Becky's having a hard time with sound too.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
That is weird. Let me see. Shouldn't be. Audio should be good. Go cancel it.
Well, if there's any complaints, John's email is
John Tringali at hotmail.com. Email me anytime.
John's email is...
No, I can hear it on my Facebook feed.
Yeah, it's just they might just have older speakers or.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's Karen.
Well, everybody's popping in tonight.
Don't do dating apps. It's simple. No. There's a lot of people that have a lot of success with dating apps. Two of them. Yeah, I was gonna put you in the list as one of the 2 that is.
Who's that?
So Brian had a great idea. So maybe we'll do this.
Well, if everyone likes it, then then it's my idea. If they all hate it, it's your idea. Okay?
If it's your idea, that means you have to do it.
Yeah. We have Bruce and Mike make fake profile accounts on a dating app. Use your picture, but just put a bunch of bullshit in there, whatever, and then we'll go. When we go live next week, you'll have your phone. I'll show you guys how to do it to screen your phone to this app, to this program, and we can see you have interactions with the people that you swiped right with, and see if they talk to you. See who gets the most most people to talk to them during the show. So throughout the 2-hour show, you guys will just be swiping right on pictures and trying to get these girls to talk to you. And once they start talking to you, you'll be able to screen it onto our show. You guys up for it, Bruce and Mike?
I don't get that much action with my real profile. Maybe
Well,
Mike,
I was gonna say it doesn't work like that, dude. It's not like people are just sitting there waiting to.
they're not waiting. They're no. I mean, I'll
Doesn't
get
work like
one.
Well, you should have a few within 2 hours.
You'll chat. No,
No, John, it don't work like that.
Well, Mike,
Well,
what,
you're not
what,
sexy enough then,
what-
Mike. You're not sexy. We might have to use Tim then.
We might have
Well,
to use Tim.
right.
You need to put in your description "spawn of Al Davis." That
Yeah,
will get you scored.
Just fill it with a bunch of bullshit. CEO of fucking Hewlett Packard. I don't know. Just put a bunch
Yeah,
of crap.
they'll know you're fishing at that point, or what are they?
Yeah.
What catfishing? That's what
Catfishing. Yeah.
Actually, what we could do too is we could start like after one show on a Friday night, they have 1 week, and then they'll screenshot whatever they want to and show it. Show whatever they
Yeah.
want,
Yeah.
and
if you don't
then
get any
if
bites,
any dates are scored, and you go on a date, you do have to go do a little live feed when you're on the date. Just so you know.
Sounds like TikTok now.
No. Seriously, I'll be Chuck Woolery, and you love connection. I'll get her going, back in 2 and 2. Okay.
that would be
This would
hilarious.
happen on the date.
No, you should get a
Well,
couple
Chuck,
hits
You
within
pick
2
me up on the
hours.
bus, Chuck.
Yeah, if you swipe right on every person.
Oh,
That's what I'm
everything.
saying.
Yeah.
Just keep swiping
But-
right until you get one of them to start
Oh,
talking
yeah.
to you. Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's cool.
unfortunately, it would have to be a dating site that we're not actually on.
No, I don't care.
Well,
Well,
one
no,
thing you could
because-
do.
Because
You know,
you might get
Bruce
the same
doesn't
ones
wanna
and
mess
see
up his
both- might see
percentages.
both profiles, and then you might shoot your own profile down with your phony profile.
Oh, I don't
That's-
care.
Yeah.
Well, one thing you could do
Bruce-
is
Bruce
is
doesn't
if
want to
you-
shoot his odds. You don't want to, his odds to go down in the toilet.
Old guy, I got to play better odds. We can go on like POF or POF is kind of that's just carry.
Oh, that would get really raunchy if you.
that would get some bad action.
You guys should sign up for that one
Yeah,
because that one I
What?
think you'll get a lot
Plenty
more
of
hits.
fish.
Plenty of fish.
Oh, I don't want my face even on that thing.
Well,
Mike
what
knows
you could
about
do-
that one.
What you could do is you guys could have like a date on the Friday night, and then we'll just go live with you guys on the show, and then the rest of the panel who's not there on the
On
date,
a
will do,
live date.
and then we could just start grilling them while they're on the date.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to do.
Yeah, that would work. I'm telling you, it would work. It'd be freaking hilarious, though. You're going to get a couple hits. Well, I don't know if you guys did any of the poll questions yet, but I'll throw the first one up
Oh
there.
no.
We haven't done
Yeah,
any
we got-
questions
We
actually.
got to the show question. We're talking about like dead lizards.
Oh, you actually made those things for that? Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna be the weird guy and like create something on Microsoft Paint real quick and show it on the screen.
No, you just type them out. It's not that hard. I don't
I
have my
did, no.
soundboard. I don't have my soundboard.
I
tonight,
did
but-
have something typed out. I just had to readjust it a little bit, but
Oh,
we're gonna have fun with Microsoft Paint just because I'm gonna be that goofy guy.
all right. Well, who wants to jump on that first one? Raise your hand. Eeny, meeny, miny,
Well, I'm
mo.
not on any dating apps, so
You're not on
I
any.
couldn't tell you.
Have you scanned through any of them?
I honestly think most people are on the dating site. I think they have some white lies.
But
on the
honest
dating-
about their profile?
Yeah.
I think
What
there's
they
some
put-
white lies.
Oh,
And what part do you
It
feel they
depends
tell
on-
the biggest lie? On what part do you think they're being
for
honest
guys
on?
and girls, that's different.
Well, let's just go with girls. Let's do girls, ladies.
Girls,
I'm
the
sorry,
biggest
ladies.
lie is their pictures.
Yeah, they
That's got to be number
they
one.
can have 6 pictures up and look different in all 6 pictures.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all
That's
filtered.
And they're all filtered. They're all touched up.
She doesn't have a fat ass. She's just sitting on a sink.
Yeah.
well, not just that, but using older pictures, like pictures that are like 6 or 7 years older. That are,
They do that too.
Yeah.
The filters is the worst part. I mean,
That's
Yeah.
got to be the
I've
number one.
I've literally gone on dates with girls and I've been like, it was you. Like I can tell it was you,
Yeah.
but you just look like 5 shades uglier.
Yeah.
when you meet her,
No, I'm not. I'm being
Oh.
dead ass serious. Like I've gone on so many. Like,
Oh,
I've done
God.
this multiple times. I'm not even kidding you. Like it literally, like they just like imagine taking a picture. Like
Yeah.
John, because you do
Yeah.
computer stuff.
yeah,
Imagine taking a picture of a girl that's like a 5,
Right. I can make her
And
into
then,
a 10.
yeah, exactly. You can make her
Yeah.
into a 10 by photoshopping it, and it'll still look like the same girl, but you just clean everything up. I'm not
But
even
she's
kidding
actually,
you.
but she actually moved down to a 3 by the time date rolled around.
Well, you know what screwed things up is like Samsung. Well, Samsung, all the Samsung phones, if you use that front-facing camera, that glamour thing is automatic unless you shut it off. You physically have to shut it
I
off.
don't have that.
Oh, do you?
They all do, bud. They all do, Tim.
But
Look
I don't
your
have it
phone.
on though.
I have
Oh, did you shut it off?
iPhone.
You have to physically
There's no
turn it
glamour
off.
on
All
them.
right, hold on. I'm
What
on a
is
search.
glamour? I don't even know what that is.
It just
Wait,
cleans up
wanna-
everything.
I want to see what a glamour shot looks like.
I
How do
would
you,
like
how
the
do you
same with the
know if
filter or
it's
without a
in
filter.
glamour mode?
It's in the settings on your phone thing.
For guys, I don't think it does as much.
Hey, John, I'm going to
It
step out real quick.
smoothens
My
the
wife's
skin
going to
out.
hop in.
So when
Oh,
you take
well,
it,
I'm still going to look like the same guy.
right.
I mean, I'm
It's
not
probably
gonna
not going to be much of a difference for you, but
for
for
girls,
like,
I mean, I got a full beard and everything. I mean, what's it going to do? Smooth out my fucking forehead? I mean,
There's a filter now.
I mean,
Under what setting, John?
oh, hold on, I'll have to look for it. I know that I was told you have to physically shut it
It
off.
just sucks the beard's gone.
yeah, I
You're
know,
like
right?
clean shaven.
I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing in the world. I don't get it. I'm like, why would you want to do that to me? Like, why would you? Wouldn't you rather me see your pictures and then when I see you in person, think, oh, maybe you're cuter than you look in your pictures? Like,
I
you
was
really
going
want
to
me to
think-
see your picture? You're like, God damn.
I always go on to think that my picture is worse than I actually look like in reality because I don't photograph well. So I don't take.
No,
a good
me
picture.
neither.
So I don't think I look in person like my pictures do. So
I mean, I look. It looks like me, but I
I'd
mean,
have to
I'm a
fi-
dude
I
though.
gotta-
For
I'm gonna have
guys,
to-
I think it's so different.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't consider myself photogenic.
What were you gonna say, Bob?
No, I was just gonna say we need to put a PSA out because I would love to get some women listener feedback on some of the shit that's going on right now.
Yeah, airbrushed. Yeah, it
Airbrush.
gives you that airbrush look. So it just kind of
Hold on.
smooth it.
What did Bob say? I didn't hear what he. You didn't hear the end of it. You were breaking up.
Oh no, I just want to. I just want to get a woman's opinion.
We got one there.
what
You got
we
one
were
right
talking
now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but she's not on dating websites, so
Exactly.
She might know about
She's
them.
been married.
A lot of friends that are actually on.
Are
the
you
dating
not on a
website.
dating website?
She might be. Just don't let Brian know.
Okay, well then ask your girlfriends how come they like. What's the point of putting filters on their photos to make themselves look cleaner and prettier on a photo?
So I think it is just part of like a whole self-acceptance and awareness thing. A lot of women are really self-conscious, as men are, about how they look, and I think it depends on the filter. I mean, if you're using a filter where it adds like, thicker eyelashes or something, that's totally fine. But if you're starting to use these filters where it makes you look like slimmer and it like brushes all of your like, extra zits and stuff away, I don't really necessarily believe in that. And like my girlfriends that are on, like the Tinders or the Plenty of Fish or what have you, they don't do that sort of thing because we wouldn't expect men to do that to us either.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like I was saying, with guys, it doesn't work as well. But with girls, it's definitely like that. It smooths out their skin. Some of them will even, you can't tell, like it's hard to
Take
tell.
that
But
double chin away.
Well,
it'll just like
in Asia,
slim their
in
face
Asia,
out.
Yeah, in Asia,
It's hard to explain, but I'm not even joking when I say girls literally are like
So
it turns them from like a 4 to like an 8.
Yeah,
Well,
I've seen
on
pictures.
TikTok.
Does
Look
it
on
actually
seen
slim
pictures
their
where-
profiles down?
It does.
Yeah.
And I've
Profiles
seen
slim down?
pictures where Brian's baby mama will have filters on and it doesn't
Oh,
look
God,
anything
here we
like
go.
her, and it's like, oh my God, she actually looks attractive, but that takes like 10 filters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in
that's
Asia-
the thing is, like,
in Asia,
girls
the
are so
TikTok-
good at it too.
Yeah, in Asia on TikTok, if you notice the Asian one, they're using that app that shrinks their chin down. It makes their face
Probably.
longer and takes their chin, and it is a weird.
Like-
and then
It is weird. I have a natural face that's like super long and I look like an alien.
yeah,
Like, I
that's the
can't-
hot thing over there.
And I mean,
I
they
can't wear
get on
hats or anything because of
and
it.
they make their face almost look like porcelain.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly what it makes. It looks
Yeah.
like a doll,
Yeah.
porcelain doll. Yeah.
I mean, you got.
And I
this-
mean,
this
you can
little
do that with
porcelain little
makeup in
face.
real life,
Yeah.
but I don't think that, like, to me as a female, like right now, I don't have any makeup on at all.
Well,
I
that's
used
what I was gonna say.
to,
Is the difference is you can tell if somebody puts on a pound of makeup.
Right, and exactly. And I
filter
don't
on a
think that
picture-
it's necessarily attractive to men when you wear
No.
caked on makeup like that, because it, to
It
me,
gets on our clothes.
yes,
Yeah,
it gets
that
on your
too.
clothes.
Yeah.
And
And
the
to me-
pillowcases and everything else
Yep.
like that. Yeah.
And
If
I
we get
feel like
lucky enough,
it's-
if we get lucky enough, it gets on our clothes.
Well, it looks like they put it on with a putty knife.
Sometimes it just ends up on the inside of your hand.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, what I was going to say is I don't think that that women necessarily understand that caking on makeup like that doesn't make them any more attractive to a man. It's actually the opposite, because it makes you come
Oh my
off
God.
as like a high maintenance basic bizzo, when you probably have a really great personality, you probably have a really awesome, connection with somebody, but then you see them in real life and realize that they like used a putty knife to put their foundation on.
Well, it's
Yeah, that's
scary.
the
It's
worst.
scary when you wake up in the
that
morning and
looks
it's like a
worse.
whole different person laying next to you. It's like,
Oh,
damn.
dude, I've gone to the bathroom and been like, what is this all over my face? Like, where her foundation and all that shit is like now on my nose and on my cheeks and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's ridiculous. Right. I've always been like that, though. I've always told every girl I've ever known, I've always told them less is more. Like, just plain and simple. Even if you're not that good looking of a girl, do minor, and it's going to be way better. Because we can tell when you put it on thick.
Yeah, but then you look at, like to Becky's point, she's talking about how her friends, they're on dating apps, and the reason they use those filters is because they get bad comments if they go out real.
Yeah,
and I can understand that. That's really sad that, females and men are, shaming women for their natural beauty.
Well, a lot of these ones now, you can't do that unless somebody matches with you. You can't comment.
You can't comment,
like Bumble, Tinder, you can't comment unless they match with you. And if they match with you just to give you shit, then you just unmatch with them. Like, yeah, it sucks, but that's the world people are assholes.
Yeah, they are. Okay. And I think that's a big kind of reality thing when it comes to females is, like, I'm not a 10. I know I'm not a 10. I'm not going to pretend I'm a 10. I'm also not going to put on makeup to try and be a 10 either.
Yeah. This is me. That's it.
Right. I mean,
what you see is what you get.
It's what you see is what you're getting.
Right.
What do you just that you're not on a lot of those apps, but what part of the app do you think that men or women lie the most on? Jobs, careers, money, cars.
No, a lot of them, you don't put money on there. Jobs, that's kind of weird. Like, it's not like a prevalent thing on a lot of these. So
yeah.
Some of them you can put how much you make, but I mean, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want nobody knowing that.
Is it true that there are some apps that you have to give them your income information? Like, if you,
I've never been on one. I don't know which ones they are. People say it, but I've never seen
that you can't be a member on like eHarmony unless you make a certain dollar amount every single year.
Oh, I never heard that.
Okay.
I know there's certain dating sites that are like designed for like. There's one that's you have to have a degree.
My money on there.
Yeah,
how much
you have to have a degree. And a career job and a degree. Yeah, those are specific ones.
And I mean, if you think about it from a job title perspective, like you could be a burger flipper at McDonald's, but your job title on a dating site could be customer service representative for a multi-million-dollar corporation. You know what I mean? It's all in how you spin it. Well,
Burger King.
My other half is back, so I'm going to give him back the chair.
All right.
Go ahead, Bob. What were you saying?
I go old school. I just go out to bars and I talk to people. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I happen to meet a woman, I meet a woman. If I don't, I'm going to have a good time introducing myself and talking to a bunch of women.
Well,
that's why I just go to bars and go by chance.
You're going to give him that Subway. You're going to give him that Subway line, Bob.
No.
Do you work at Subway? Because you gave me a foot.
No, he's just going to ask them all.
I feel like.
What about that foul?
I feel like it's different. I feel like older people can meet people in a bar and it not be as big of a deal. Like me, I don't want to meet a girl in a bar like that. I'm going to try to date. Like,
well, when I was your age, I was at the bars all the time, and I met a lot of great people. I really did. Dated
I
some
know
of
you
them.
can meet a lot of great people, but I'm not saying
Yeah.
that. I've met tons of people that I mean, because I'm one of those guys that I don't really go to the bar just to meet girls.
Yeah.
And I'm always the guy that I'll be the one to just sit there and have a conversation with them and not expect them to come home with me. Like I've just always been
me
that type
too.
of guy.
Yeah, well,
Me
like
too.
you, Mike, you're kind of like me. We go to the bar kind of because we're going to hang out. So I'm not
always,
specifically
because I'm-
going there to to pick up
No,
anybody.
never that.
A lot of times it's just like, hey, everybody's hanging, like you guys used to do on Fridays, Bob, at BJ's.
I mean,
just
that's what the
if it
Outback
happens,
was
it
every
happens.
Friday night, or when we went to God, oh John,
Becky's
the
gonna
mall,
come
in front
after
of the
you,
mall.
Mike.
No,
In front
I'm
of
just Becky. It is what it is. I'm just saying.
It is what
At my age, at 30 years old, like I'm
Uh-huh.
probably not going to meet like a well-rounded girl that's looking for a relationship at a fucking bar.
But she might be
Yeah,
there
you will.
for a bachelor party.
Yeah, you will.
She might be there as a for a
No,
bachelor
Bob,
party.
right.
Just she doesn't
She
go to
might be
bars. She
there.
just
Her
for
and
a
her
party.
girlfriend. Hold on, Mike. Mike, hold on.
Yeah.
Listen
Yeah.
to experience.
You're talking.
Mike, okay?
You're talking. The exception isn't the rule, though.
No. There are a lot of people who go to a bar with a girlfriend after work on Fridays to unwind for the week. They're not particularly there to hook up with guys. They're enjoying a glass of wine or a drink with their girlfriends, and then they're going to go home. Okay. Not every girl who goes to a bar is looking
I
to
know.
go
Well,
What you're saying though, Bob, is it's a specific window because it's that 5 to 7, maybe 5 to 7. That happy hour after work, and they're gone. But that girl that's
I've
there
met women after 7 o'clock.
But you think I'm
It's
saying, but
just-
that girl
but I'm just I don't know, I'm
10
just saying,
o'clock.
in my age group, most girls that are out at the bar are either there and they have a boyfriend and they're just there with their girlfriends to get drunk, or they're there to drink and just to hook up with somebody. Like it's not. There's not a lot of girls that are in that that single. She's got her shit together and she is looking for something. Not necessarily at the bar, but just in general.
What is she looking for, Mike?
You know what? No offense, Mike. No offense. I think you're selling women short sometimes.
No,
there are
that.
plenty of people who go out because
I've dated girls that I've met at the bar.
They don't want to do a dating app, huh?
Yeah, Bob, I've been telling him that for fucking years. He won't listen to me.
No, I've dated girls that I've met at the bar.
Right.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I've met a million girls at the bar, and I've dated one girl that I met at the bar. You know how many girls that have come to my house and been fucked by my buddies that they met at the bar? Yeah, it's a lot more. It's a lot more than I've seen relationships come from the bar. I can promise you that.
We tell her she's beautiful every time she comes on the show, Becky. We can't keep telling her every show.
Her head's going to get so big she won't be able to sit in the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
She won't come on here anymore, and then Brian will start getting jealous. Won't let her come on.
No, I wanted to chime in on this whole selling.
First, I'm gonna need to ask John to borrow like a wide-angle lens sometime if I need it.
For what? What do you need a wide? Oh, you're trying to get yourself in trouble, dude. What
You're really getting in trouble, Ryan. There it is.
The
slap on the back of the head.
You're a dick.
Go ahead, hit him in camera. You can.
I didn't even take that way. I thought he just meant so they both they can do it together.
See,
he was. Ryan was thinking something else. That's why he got the slap on the back of the head.
He was saying he needed. I'm going with what Mike said. I'm going to go with what Mike said. I think he was just saying it so you could be in the image at the same time.
I don't know. That's what I thought, but apparently
I'm going with that one.
Too nice about it.
No, you're just giving him way too much credit.
Yeah, probably.
Bros first. I won't say the other thing.
No, I wanted to chime in on the whole.
What are you talking about, John? We love the host.
Selling women short. In a sense, Mike, you're correct, but at the same time, I think Bob is correct too. It really depends on the age group for sure. But it also depends on the actual bar location. If you're in a bar where it's so loud that the only time you're going to be able to talk to somebody is when you're grinding on the dance floor, that's probably a hookup place. If you're at a bar where you can actually like, carry on a conversation with your girlfriends or friends or whatever, you're probably not looking to hook up.
Yeah,
it's different. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I can agree with that.
It's the same thing applies to here downtown in Modesto. There's certain places that you go downtown here in Modesto that you go
to get laid or you
to
go
hang
to have
out.
fun.
Exactly.
Hey, you can go to Crocodiles, right?
Right.
Oh,
You're going to Crocodiles. That's where he's going, though. That's where he's
Central.
going. That's Cougar Central. He's going over there. He's looking for he's looking for leopard print.
I'm hunting.
Mike, you go cougar hunting?
I'm cougar hunting.
He's okay with zebra and hot pink, but not.
I mean, the crocodile is cougar heaven, man. Mike.
Yeah.
Oh
What is
man, that
It
place
is.
is crawling.
Well, you got.
But the problem is
Tricettis.
it's crawling with
You
the
got-
old guys too.
Yeah. Well, you got
Right,
Tricettis,
and we have-
Fugios. Fugios is another good
And we
cleaning
have some
place.
bars like that here. There's a place that's called Bucks, and it basically is a meat market for women. I mean, if you're
Write this down, guys.
21,
Yeah, I was gonna say
22,
I need to come visit
and
you guys.
you go to Bucks, you know that you're going to have your ass grabbed 20 times between the door and your table, if you can even find a table.
What is
You
it?
know
Like,
there's going to be
a lot of older
unemployed dudes
people?
sitting there.
oh,
Young girl.
what the fuck? Wait a
What's the
minute.
age group?
It's
It's
called,
really
Unemployed dudes.
it's called Borrowed Bucks. And
Borrowed
it's,
bugs.
yeah, it's,
Yeah, see, Bob, I'm thinking like Bob. What the hell? We went from
Dating
you know,
to ass grabbing.
yeah, we went from women hunting dudes to unemployed guys.
Yeah, it's horrible. So
it's
basically,
Very
Yeah,
diverse.
I mean, they have like the dance floor. It's so loud you can't talk. They do,
I
shows
hate
and
that.
it's
I
like
hate
the homemade swimsuit contests and all that sort of stuff. Like the really
Homemade
trashy,
swimsuit.
objectifying things. And when I was in, I almost said when I was in high school. Oh my God. When I was first drinking in college and stuff, we went there a few times, but I just got so sick of it because you're always getting cat calls. You're always having somebody grabbing on you. You're always having somebody trying to take you home. And that's never been my scene.
Bars like that in
I've been
Modesto, though.
serial monogamist my entire life. So it's kind of hard for me to be in a place personally that's like hookup central because I've never been that kind of person in my life.
Is there any place like that in Modesto you guys know of?
We used to. I mean,
Usually Fat Cats was like that.
Yeah, Fat Cat.
Which one?
Fat Cat, you get roofied.
Cat.
in.
Oh, Fat Cat, you get roofied. Yeah, that's for sure.
Nino's used to be like that for my age group, like or a little bit younger. When I was mid-20s, like 25, 26, 27, we went every Friday night.
Yeah.
And
Well, that was
I mean,
country night.
Yeah, it
Friday
was country night.
Yeah.
And somebody was coming home with a piece of tail for sure. Like,
I
mean,
actually went home with 2 girls on. That was rock and roll night, but
well, that's Saturday night.
No, Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce.
But
Yeah,
the thing was,
I
is
went there
Saturday
with
night
one
was
date
more
and I
people
came
your
back
age,
with 2
Bruce.
dates. So
There you go. There you go.
But
So I have
It's
a
not as
segue
good
question. Being that we're kind of talking about like, getting tail at bars and stuff like that. In my entire life, out of the number of people that I've been with, 1/3, if I'm doing the math correctly, yep, I am. 1/3 were one night stands.
I can create a spreadsheet if you want.
Shut up.
I was gonna hold on. Let me get my.
Wait. I got Brian's bumper for you.
Nuclear reaction with a flux capacitor. Carry the two, changing its atomic isotoner into a radioactive spider. Fuck you, science.
That's Brian.
No,
All right,
so
guys, we're solving for X.
yeah, so if women have, an average of maybe 1 out of 3 is a one night stand, what would the averages be for guys? Is it similar? Is it lower? Is it higher?
lower. Depending.
More. I'd probably say more. I guess it depends on the age group.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So I've only been with 6 in my entire life.
well, okay, that's
So
low.
mine's a little
I
bit
was going to
skewed.
ask you how old you were, but
I'm 36.
okay, so you're a few years older than me.
That's
But
good.
I'm not afraid of it.
that's still low.
No, that's
that's
yeah.
definitely low. That's very low.
considering I've been with him
not
Okay,
necessarily,
Doctor.
no.
Okay, Doctor Ruth. Over there, it's low.
6 is low. What the fuck are you talking about?
No.
I knew girls in high school that were in double digits.
Well,
like I said, I'm a serial monogamous though.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
here's the
see,
thing
that's
with bars,
why, though.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing with bars, though, is that guys go into bars and they have to work to find,
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
other thing.
and a girl just has to walk in and they
And
get
be
free
like,
drinks the whole entire night.
You,
And then-
you.
And then they can just pick and choose whoever they want. Like,
Pretty
that's-
much.
Yeah, they walk in, they go eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
It's a very simple process. A guy walks into a bar and he looks around and he thinks, what
He
girl in
hopes.
here would fuck me? A
Hopes.
girl walks into a bar and she looks around and she thinks, what guy in here am I gonna fuck?
Yes, but then
That's
you
the-
have to think of it on the other end. So if you have multiple girls and they're all there for the same reason, and you live in a city like I did where there was like maybe 1 out of every 20 guys was actually doable, like
Did
then
you live in a
have-
small town?
No, it was like 70,000 people.
That's small.
Okay.
To us.
yeah. To them, it's-
We're what, 4 times that?
Well, so
Yeah.
he grew up in a town of 2,000. So
Oh, that's
totally
yeah.
different.
Small town.
that's where I was born and raised.
So
Small town.
it was difficult because you had to be the 10 in the group.
Yeah.
Or you had to have a really ugly friend with you
I'll be
in
right
order
back.
to have the chance of getting at the dude.
Oh yeah, it's the average. What show was that on where he did the thing where it's like, yeah, you think she's hot, but then you just take away her ugly friends? I forget what movie
Shallow
that's
Hal?
from.
Shallow hell.
Is that what it is?
Careful.
I'm trying to fix them.
I don't know. But I don't know. I don't even remember what we were talking about. But the amount of I would say guys is
We're on
more.
dating apps.
Guys is more for sure. Guys, I would say the average guy probably has more one night stands than girls. But
So,
the thing
you
is
had to roughly
girls hide it,
estimate,
guys
like-
don't.
But if you had to roughly estimate, what would your percentage be?
Oh man.
Would it be 50%? Would it be 80%? Would it be 20%? Like, what would it be?
Usually with guys, it's around like
Mine
15.
it would probably
I'm
I would
thinking.
say with most of my friends, it's probably 75%. But I was the not so active one of the group, so I would say mine one night stands. I'd say less than 50%.
Mhm.
Maybe a little bit less because because if I fuck you again the next week, then it's not a one night stand.
Exactly.
So
That's
because I've
fair.
had that happen before. Like I've had several girls where we wouldn't talk during the week, like at all. And then Friday nights I would run into them at the bar, or it would just be a text like, "Where you guys going tonight?" And that was it.
Well, and like to
So
my defense, I guess the reason that mine is so high is,
so high.
well, yeah, because 2/3 or
I've had 3.
1/3
I've had 3 one night stands in 1 year.
Oh yeah, see that? Well, my 2 were in 1 year, but yeah. No, I was
that's extremely low
Yeah.
okay.
for your age. That is very low.
Okay, well that makes me feel better because I've always wondered. I'm like, why did I ever have one night stands? Because it doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, I don't know. It's fun.
No, I mean, all right. So one night stands. Okay. Now, this is going to blow a lot of people's minds. All right. One night stands. Sometimes people just want to have sex with no commitment.
Yep.
I know it's rough to understand that. Okay. Sometimes they just want to have sex with no commitment. I'm going to go out, get it done. I'm good. And then sometimes they want commitment and they become stalkers.
Oh yeah, for sure. One time, I had to tell this one girl, my buddy. He was good-looking cowboy. We used to call him the ladies' man. All the girls liked him, but he brought this girl home to my house because we always went to my house after the bar. They hooked up. In the morning, she was like, "Are you gonna call me?" And he was like, "Don't count on it." And the next weekend at the bar, he was like, she was trying to be all over him, talking to him and stuff, and he was like brushing her off and started talking to this other chick, and she was like, what's going on? How come, he won't talk to me and all this trash? Hey, Sarah. And I just had to tell her because she was getting annoying, and one of our girlfriends was standing there, and I was like, dude, you want me to be honest? I'm like, he got what he wanted from you. Why do you think he would talk to you again? You met him last week. You went home with him. You fucked him. Now he's on to the next. Like, if you wanted him to talk to you again the next week, you shouldn't have went home and slept with him. End of story. And then the girl was like, our friend was like, Mike, like, damn, you didn't have to be so mean about it. And I'm like, well, like, don't be fucking dumb about it. You know why he's not talking to you. He fucked you last week. Like, the day he met you. Like, now he's trying to get this girl that he doesn't know. I mean,
and that's on her bad. But the thing is like, women are built differently when it comes to sex. It's near impossible for a woman to have sex and not have some sort of emotional attachment to the person she was with.
Right.
Whereas
but if you go to the bar and you sleep with somebody, that's the way it is. End of story.
Right.
Like,
So
let her finish, Mike.
So, when you're talking about females and, them not taking a hint, like, they should take a hint. Like, come on, you're in your 20s, figure it out. If you're not going to figure it out, you're in for a whole shit ton of heartbreak. But at the same time, like, if we look at the actual genetics of males versus females, men can procreate with more women at once than a female can. So it's inherently in a man's blood to want to screw any and every female because he's thinking, oh, I can spread my seed way deep down, like back in Neanderthal times. Whereas women, we get attached to that one person because we're carrying their seed. So it totally makes sense. And I think that that's something that females in general are not told and taught by their parents soon enough.
Someone tell a joke.
To, like, withhold a little bit, like, don't give him the milk for free because then he's not going to want the cow.
Someone tell a joke.
Someone tell a joke. I've seen that.
I don't have any good seed jokes.
Any good seed joke?
Yeah, we've been pretty quiet on this whole one night.
I'm just taking it all in. I'm just listening to all the opinions.
Give us the dating scene there in Atlanta. Give us the dating scene in Atlanta because
It's a train. It's a total fucking train wreck. Like most situations anymore. Now I don't have my youth to get back, so you have to. I'm telling you guys this story through rose-colored glasses. You know what I mean? Because I'm just in a totally different echelon. I'm at the point now where anyone who's single is either the proud parent of 2, probably 3 children, and could be in any variation of their stage of growth. They could be somewhat young and still dependent or codependent, or some of them the kids are old enough and they're out of the house now. You're like, shit, how old's your kid? Yeah, my kid's getting ready to turn 32. How the fuck how old? I mean, And then the other half of it is they're all just mentally damaged in so many ways. If it wasn't the 3 narcissistic dudes that they dated before you, or you're like on the receiving end of that, or they just have all kinds of emotional baggage, and it's just horrible. It's horrible because
I think you're in that weird age right now. How old are you, Tim?
I'm 52.
Yeah,
so
you're starting to get to that point where you'll come out of it, but you are at that age where people are going to have teenagers.
Of course, no, and I'm not that part doesn't intimidate me. I'm not like,
no, I know.
Shit,
I'm just saying. I get what you're saying because you're at that age. I mean, it's even weird for me when I see somebody my age, and I'm like, I see girls on these dating apps that are my age, and they're like, "Oh, I have an 11-year-old," and I'm like, "Oh, fuck!" Like,
But it's probably a lot less common, though, in your age bracket, where you're still going to have a lot of women that are maybe career hunting, or they're just not ready for kids yet, or they want that kid with that one guy. Yeah. You're not at this age. What I'm saying is that you should expect them to have children, but you also don't have to be worried about them wanting any more. Or
it's just the camera, sir.
and getting settled into that mode, like, well, hey, you're more now like, okay, we're on the other side of that hump, and now we got to figure out what we're going to do with our lives.
Okay, so my parents, they're in their early 60s, and when they were in their early 50s, they had a ton of friends that were like, divorcing, or they had already been divorced, and they started like getting remarried, and they started dating and stuff like that. And I think it comes down to the dating pool amongst friends. I always think that is the best way for people to meet a significant other, is through friends, because your friends know who you are.
Well, sure, a reference always helps, but it goes beyond that even here, because I tend to hang around the music scene. So there's it's like living in Mayberry, Atlanta. So it's like everybody knows everybody. All the bands either like or hate each other, and then amongst all that, you have all of the drama between certain pods of these people. So if you choose an alliance with one side here, they may not like a whole shitload of people, but you're cool with them all. And that's me. I'm like,
be the Romeo and find your Juliet. It doesn't matter if the rest of the band fucking hates the group. If you think she's hot, she likes you, go for it.
Well, okay. So I just I wouldn't want the added pressure of that being a factor in the alliances that I've chosen. Because then it's like, you're going to have to deal with it, because it's like, oh, hey, so-and-such is having a party. You want to go? Oh, no, I don't want to go to that. You can go. And it's like, what's the point? We can't even go to parties together because you don't like that. I'm saying,
why do you care what they think? You're 52 years old. You have your own.
Well, he's talking about his people that he's chosen to be in his life.
Yeah, I'm just saying that
I have certain friends that if they didn't like the girl I was talking to, I'd drop her.
Yeah, I mean,
I have lifelong friends that like I respect their opinion. I respect what they think, and if my girl didn't like them, I'd be like, well, sorry, like that's my family.
I mean, I came out of a divorce in 2019 with a woman who was like that with the people that I like.
Overnight luggage lot.
And okay, it could be at that point, the microcosm that you're in, called a marriage, dictates how you can hang and not hang with certain people, regardless of your emotions on that. So it gets embarrassing when it's like, hey, we're having a party or whatever, and then the other half is like, oh, I'm not going. And then you got to show up and make excuses for them, like, oh, they're sick, not feeling well. All the while, you're getting the other ear where they're like, I don't like so-and-so. It's issues. It creates issues. So just someone that gets along with everybody.
Yeah.
Preferred.
So how's that tell me anything about the dating scene in Atlanta?
You weren't there. I did explain it. I don't know too much.
He said.
But I also don't know to what percentage a lot of dating goes on either, because the greater majority of the people the vast majority of people I hang around, they're all either in relationships or married and have kids. So I'm around people that are paired and coupled all the time, and that it's like a ring of protection, on Wild Kingdom. It's like you just don't get the rando strangos wandering into the group.
I'm the same way, Tim. I'm the same way.
It's
Most
like
of my friends are in relationships and married.
Yeah, you're walled off in a weird way, so you don't get exposed to that.
Yeah,
as directly, because you already have your circle.
Tim's in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm down here in what they like to call Hotlanta. You know what? It's fucking hot in a lot of other places. Atlanta is
Hey, Tim.
No hotter.
Tim, just out of Gwinnett County, all right?
What's that?
Just out of Gwinnett County.
He was squiggling out. I couldn't hear him.
Gwinnett. Stay out of
Gwinnett
County.
Yeah, I'm in that county. Yeah, Gwinnett County. But that encapsulates a lot of.
There.
Yeah, well, that encapsulates a lot of towns, though, because you have Lawrenceville and Swanee and all these other neighboring little towns. So Buford's just one of many.
I go by news feed, someone got shot in Gwinnett County.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that shit happens here. I mean, I don't know. It happens everywhere. DeKalb, you know, it happens
California,
Yeah.
Modesto.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, I'll put it to you this way. I mean, the city is not one of my preferred areas to go hang out, you know, on a weekend. Now, if it's to a show and the club's down there, that's cool. You know, we're all kind of together, but I just don't venture down there. I don't need to. I have a rock club 5 minutes from my house. I hang with a band that's all over the local area. So, you know, I'm going to show. I didn't go tonight. I could have gone tonight, but I balked because he had to leave early.
He didn't want to go because he wanted to be on the best damn show on Friday night.
Well, yeah. I mean, I rode with a buddy to pick up some speakers today, and I couldn't go to the show thing because he had to leave at 2:30. So
Fucking Brian's telling dad jokes over there now.
Yeah, I know. Brian's killing me over here.
Hey, somebody wanted to hear jokes. So I'm just like inserting random jokes.
So he
here.
rolls out the dad jokes.
Well,
the
yeah,
dad joke.
of course.
All right. Well, we're going to start this next question, and we'll start from the top and work our way around it. So, Brian, you go ahead first, or actually, why don't you give the microphone to somebody that's intelligent enough to answer that question? Your wife.
We just have my cat here. My cat can probably answer it.
No. Yeah.
I mean, I'd put her between you and I, but
Yeah.
okay. How important is it to find someone with the same interests, religion, politics, family, race, values? Which ones are you willing to compromise? You know,
I know you compromised a lot marrying Brian.
more than you will ever know.
Dad jokes too.
Yeah.
We know it's real.
We're sleeping on the couch.
Do we
tonight,
know
Brian.
Brian's one night stand ratio? I just want to make sure we can.
I don't know,
compare them.
but the one story I remember is him telling me about getting serviced and then leaving the girl in a field. So
Good Lord, are you gonna be on America's Most Wanted next week?
Okay, so the story about that one was we had a party and like she would always frequent this party and she would always like be with different guys
and he can't remember her name.
and I didn't care. And
There's a few girls I don't know
like,
their names.
she just needs to not be here, and so she wouldn't ever like. Nobody wanted her there, but she kept showing up, and nobody like was nice enough to be like, "Hey, we want you out." So I kind of like we drove out, and then I just came back by myself. What'd you do with her? I'm like, I don't know. She's that way somewhere. So that's what happened.
After she serviced him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tune up.
You know,
She lubed him. Or,
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty
some
much.
of them are very good. Some females are very good at that.
Yeah. But let's get back to the question.
Yeah. What was the question?
So I think it's important when you're finding somebody to spend your time with, whether it's, you know, a companion, a friend. Why did you just burp that in my face? That was gnarly. Wow. I think it's important to have a certain amount of things that you have in common, like the really serious things in life, like being goal-oriented, family, religion. Kind of take it or leave it depending on how devout you are as an individual. Because I'm a very religious person, but he's really not. So I don't ever expect him to go to church with me and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Politics, he was never into politics.
Until the vaping industry happened.
Yeah, now he is.
Yeah. And so I think there's kind of a balance. I mean, we enjoyed the same type of music and the same type of food and the same type of lifestyle when we first started dating. Some of that's changed over the past 12 years, but other parts of it have changed too. So I think it's important to have a good balance of it. I mean, you can't have somebody that you 100% know everything that they're interested in and you're interested in the same thing, because I think that'll just get boring.
Yeah, I mean, with religion, that's a tough one, especially if it's someone that you plan on, you know, growing with and eventually marrying. That you may run into those issues with, you know, like with your kids. Do you want them to be baptized? Do you not want them to be baptized? Do you want them to be Catholic? Do you want them to be Orthodox? You know, so yeah, that one is probably if you're on a dating site, you're probably, I don't know. I'm not gonna take a wild guess, but how many people you think that are on dating sites are actually there for the one night stand, and how many you think are there?
Well, it depends on the app.
On the app,
Depends
too.
on which one you're on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it
Depends on the
depends
app.
but
Christian
I mean,
mingle.
Yeah.
but all those stuff that we talked about, you don't care about all that stuff like your first time. Like if you're thinking like you're gonna be with that person for a while, then you do think about some of those things.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like some things are more important than others, obviously, but like mine's like more like how the person gets along with other people, you know, and how they are around you, and like if they're actually going to have your back or not, type thing. That's kind of what I like. It's
I think what Brian's wife said was a perfect way of saying it. It's how devout you are and how involved you are with that thing. So like you guys, like, do you guys don't have a kid together, do you?
We have a 3-year-old together.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brian, would you object to if she wanted the child to be baptized? I don't know if she has been or not.
She was baptized at 3 months, and he didn't.
Yeah. So and he didn't care.
No.
Yeah.
But that's because he's not active.
Well,
that doesn't bother me. Like I grew up Lutheran.
So did I.
So I mean, that was kind of like normal for me, like to be going through those steps and all that stuff. Like that's just the way I was brought up.
But he's not a church-going person.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You are. He's just kind of. It is what it is. But now, if he was like an atheist and he was against religion, that wouldn't work.
It depends. It really depends on how flexible the person can be, because I think it's still possible to find somebody that has, you know, atheist or non-denominational beliefs and things like that to have a
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like agreeing with what you're saying. I'm saying it depends on how far into it you are. That's like, because if he was an atheist and he was completely against religion, that would have been an issue for you.
If he saw a crucifix necklace that I was wearing, it was like, what the fuck? Like, get out of the car right now.
Point. Yeah. So it all depends on, you know, because like I'm a Christian and I pray every day and everything. I mean, I don't go to church.
You pray to
anymore, but I've dated girls that like weren't religious, but now I could never date somebody that was like that, like an atheist that was completely against religion and stuff. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah, I mean, we got married in a church. We baptized our daughter when she was 3 months old. He goes to church for holidays, and that's about it. And even like with the pandemic, we're looking at a more like a church that's closer to our home, so that when our daughter grows up, some of her classmates will be also in her
same class and stuff.
Yeah,
so
in her church.
Of course.
So I mean, I don't expect Brian to go to church with me every Sunday. Holy shit!
Get up off your ass and go to church, Brian.
I mean, would it be nice if he came to church with me and our baby? Absolutely. I think it would be good family bonding time. But I'm also not going to like sit here and not let my daughter get a religious education.
I'm worried about you because Brian keeps looking up like a bolt of lightning is going to hit him. He keeps looking up like a bolt of lightning is going to hit him. I just want to make sure you're okay.
There's a tarantula on the ceiling.
No, there's a cat.
So my roommate has a computer desk behind my monitors here, and above that, like, the cat jumped up there. So I'm worried that the cat's going to jump on us.
Well, she was talking about God, and you were looking up. I'm like, dude, Brian's just waiting for a lightning bolt to strike him dead right there in the spot.
A snake coming down out of the sky, right?
No, we just have creepy cat eyes staring at us.
Well, that's because you guys are talking religion. You know, and that cat's an omen, so you know.
How about you, Bruce?
What like on the dating site, one of the dating sites I'm on right now, I mean, it does have you put in your religion preference per se, but what I've noticed most of the women are atheist or they put in spiritual.
Spiritual. Yeah. What the hell? What's spiritual? They're just yoga?
No. I think spiritual can fall under a lot of. I think a lot of things. I think spiritual could be religious, could be not, could be they're into like the zodiac signs and all that kind of stuff. They believe in healing stones and all that stuff. I mean, it could mean a bunch of different things.
So it's just like a grab bag. It's like, okay,
I think
spiritual.
spiritual is kind of a
The
way of
hell
saying
is
just,
spiritual?
Spirituals. I wear yoga pants and go to Starbucks.
broad
I don't
thing.
know. Yeah.
I'm drinking my.
So
mocha
that's kind of a new one there on the dating site, because it's like, you'll see atheists, you'll see some of them are into
is Buddhism?
Catholic and Christian is a
I'll
main
see
one.
Christian once in a while, and then
Christian and
you'll,
Catholic I think are main, and atheist.
and then they'll go
Or just
conservative, or they'll say like liberal. So
liberal or
a lot
moderate.
you go to the Bay Area, and there's, from any of the girls from the Bay Area, liberal.
I think politics is a bigger one nowadays, just because of the aim of the day.
I'm with you there. I don't think I could date somebody that didn't believe in God at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could go there.
So in the Midwest, we are in a very red state. So when it comes to
Buddhism,
libertarian,
there you go.
We're in the city that has the most liberal population out of our state, but that's not saying much because that city is the biggest and it only has 200,000 people.
Something like that.
Yeah. Whereas the rest of the state, they're very conservative, very very Republican, very by the book, religious, everything like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you're talking about a liberal female, I don't know that I mean, I've seen it on TV and I've seen it in the news and stuff like that. But what do you consider to be a liberal female?
A progressive.
Well, they'll even go to the point of saying, if you were Trump supporters, swipe the other way.
A liberal female would also be someone that would be for abortion.
Yeah, and then some of them
So that might.
So this cracks me up. They're on the dating site, but they'll type in one of their things as feminist.
Oh yeah, I swipe real hard left.
And it's
feminist.
What are you doing on a dating site looking for a guy if you're just that much of a feminist? What kind of guy are you looking for?
It kind of makes you wonder if they should be maybe batting for the same team instead of the other team.
Yeah. And so it's I'm not even going to do a curious swipe right. That's a left. But, it's like.
When I have friends that, they consider themselves to be, feminist. But at the same time, they're stay-at-home mom with the 2 kids. The husband does everything. And it's how...
They don't know what that term is today.
Right.
I would say, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Yet they're all sitting here posting pictures about the vagina hats when Trump got office and all that sort of stuff. So it's
somebody Google vagina hat.
That right there would be
no, it's the woman's march
of a liberal.
I know.
Well, that's the thing about something like that. It's more of somebody who found an issue that they want to be up against, and then now they found a group who's up against that issue.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what it comes down to.
So it's kind of the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Yes, they want to be part of a movement. They want to be I'm part of. I am.
I'm doing something.
No, they'll even
I'm all for breaking through glass ceilings. I'm all for equal pay for equal work when it comes to male and female.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's a gender. To me, I mean, pay and promotions and job preferences shouldn't be a gender, religion, racial based thing. It should be on if you're qualified to do it, right?
Right, and I don't think it should really be. I mean, I know that it comes down a lot to political, based on who's in office and based on which party is holding what. But I think that women's rights, because I am a Republican.
No,
but at the same time, I believe
that's it. I'm out of here.
That's it. You Brian, draw the line.
Brian, I didn't know that.
They finally drew the line.
There are certain things that I agree with when it comes to the Democratic Party too. So I'm not as far left or right. I think was it left? I don't even freaking know. But I'm not as far to the one side as I could be, where I would be, a liberal feminist or
you're considered
a Republican,
a moderate or a moderate independent.
Yeah, and so I mean, when I think about the kind of the left and the rights that we have in office, and we talk about the the feminists, the liberals, the Senator Greens and stuff like that we have in the world. I think that there are a lot of women on dating apps, when they put that out there, they're really looking for a reaction. They're trying to get it out there, like, stop using this app because it's going against feminist equality.
Do you think, though, it's a way that some women put certain things on a profile, so then when they get talked to by certain people, they know who to avoid instead of who to attract?
Yeah, I mean it's
well,
it's
that's
kind
what
of
it's all.
interesting.
That's what putting stuff on there is about. So you avoid certain people.
Well, and it's furthering their own agenda. I mean, if you're on a Tinder site and you have, swipe
Tinder.
left for a Trump supporter or whatever.
I see a ton of that.
Oh, that's all the time.
Yeah. So, I mean, that you're not going to end up with, somebody that has completely opposite political views. But at the same time, like, even somebody that isn't a Trump supporter, like, are they really going to find that attractive in somebody to be, like, basically damning you because you voted for Trump?
Yeah.
Like, you can find a really good partner outside of just political views.
Yeah, but they just lock it in that way. They just think that, if you were conservative enough to vote for that guy, then we don't have anything in common. So
we shouldn't have a check.
I think a big reason why a lot of women, especially my age and younger, are liberal is because they go more after the feelings.
Well, no,
it's all about how you feel, what makes
these are your age.
Make people feel good.
These gals are my age, Mike, that have got the same.
You got to remember there was a study done, and I forget where I saw it. If I remember it, I'll put it on there. But they actually polled a lot of people when they get out of college, how many years it takes them to make that transition, because a lot of times what happens, they're taught by liberal teachers, and by the time they graduate college and they start working, they're out in the working force, those people tend to switch over to the conservative side. And I forgot there was a breakdown of how many years it usually took for that person.
But John, you would never know it on the dating site, because I'm looking at women that are in their mid 50s, early 50s, and they're
even with them, Bruce, it's the same thing.
The liberal thing.
Yeah,
it's all about feelings. It's because they are the party that says we want everyone to feel good. We don't care about what's right. It's just about what makes you feel good. And women are feeling sensitive, more sensitive than guys, and that and stuff like that. Their feelings are stronger. So a guy, it's just like, oh, it's right and it's wrong. Like we're just so black and white, whereas women are.
Bumble's even got a thing now called Stop Asian Hate.
Well, let me ask. How much do you think? How important is family values to you, Bob?
There's new right there.
Oh, what's that? Did you get one?
Family values?
Yeah, family values. How much do you think guys look into that one?
No,
or gals.
Stop Asian Hate on Bumble right
How important is it to you? I mean, when you grew up with
family values is everything.
Is everything.
Yeah, family values is everything. Because I grew up, we were all pretty close, and up until my parents died, we had Sunday breakfast for like 14 years straight. You know what I mean? And until my parents died, and you run into people who don't even talk to their brothers and sisters. They don't even know their nieces and nephews, and some women don't want kids, but they don't feel the bond. I mean, family will always help you get through everything. So family values is like the most important out of all this.
Would you have a hard time dating someone that didn't have that connection with their family? Like you start dating her, she's like, I haven't talked to my dad in 20 years. Or even for a girl, like she talks to a guy and the guy says, well, I haven't talked to my family in 25, 30 years. Does that set off a little light to you, or does it just go?
It doesn't set off a red light, but what would set off a red light is when I introduce her to my family, and if she has a problem getting along with my family, then it's going to be a red light. I'm sorry.
Yeah. How about you, Mike?
Family values?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously that's a huge thing for me, because my family is.
You're Sicilian.
No, that doesn't really play much of
Well,
a part.
you grew up Italian. I mean, you grew up with Italian values, family values.
Yeah, Italians are usually very family valued people. We are very respectable, clean,
Clean. Those clean in there.
straightforward. I mean, well, it's true. I mean, you walk into a lot of Italian homes and everything has a place.
Yeah. Some people
the
still
place
have
is always clean. The places are usually clean, really clean. Everything has a place. There's not clutter and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, and my family's Christian and conservative. So, we were, I was raised. I have 5 sisters and a mother. I was raised to really respect women, and we're honest people.
Would you get worried if she said the same thing? I'll give you the same scenario. She tells you she hasn't spoke to her family in 25 years. Just say some stupid thing, not nothing major, but just like some stupid bickered fight where they.
Well, if she was being unreasonable about it, then because that would be a problem, because I would be like, if you're unreasonable with your family, you're going to be unreasonable with me. So. But everybody has issues. Like, I dated a girl whose dad was, a couple of girls whose dads were dicks, like just assholes,
straight up dicks.
And, one of my first girlfriend, her dad didn't like me just because I was the boyfriend. And like, I get dads, the whole, clean your shotgun when the boy comes over. But I dated her for a year, and like, we almost got in a physical fight one of the last times I was over their house, because he just wanted to be an asshole to me all the time. It was like, he wanted to assert his dominance over me, and I'm not a pushover, so I didn't take it well. Mm-hmm. So, and he was a dick to her. Like, he would, he wasn't nice to her. So, it's just some people, have some people didn't grow up with parents like mine. My parents always cared about us, loved us, and still do to this day. So it's, but I understand that not everybody grows up with that dynamic,
Right.
Like, I've had, like, one of the last girls I was talking to, like, a year or so ago, they just not took advantage, but, like, his daughter was a very sweet, hardworking girl, and he just was a dick. Like, always tried to make her pay for all this stuff, and, like, just treated her like crap. And it was, it's just, some people grow up with family dynamics like that. So,
well, this is something.
Tim.
So I think a little bit of that matters in terms of synergy in a relationship. I'm not saying that everything has to be a 1-for-1 match in order for it to be successful. There's clearly relationships that survive very well when people have some unique differences between them. However, I would comment to the fact that I had met someone that kind of had I don't even want to call it a 1-2 punch. It was more like a jab uppercut kind of situation where, I'm not a very, very religious person. Doesn't mean that I don't believe. I just don't go to church. My family was Episcopalian. I'm not even going to get into dynamics of religion, but the person I had met was actually Christian converting to Judaism. They wanted to become a Jew, and they were kind of floating in this nether where they were not quite fully on board and graduated to being a full-blown Jew, but very much into it, but also very attached to the Christian faith. And so there's that, right? And then on top of all of that, conservative to conservative, it was cool. I'm like, all right, that part's working out. There's conservative viewpoints. I think that mattered. But she was also a big kind of conspiracy theorist that I get, like, she thought the fucking world was flat when the majority of us think the shit is a globe, like we learned in school, right? And so really quickly,
flat earther.
I had, because my empathy, that part of me was like, okay, I'm okay with the religional, or is that a word? Or the religion conflict, or you know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, I can live with that if that's your thing. I'm into it. It doesn't mean I'm gonna jump on board, but I'll support you, whatever. I could get past that to some degree. But then when you got into the whole New World Order, flat Earth thing, you started feeling like you lived in an opposite world with this person. Mm-hmm. It was like everything that you believe, they believe the opposite. Like let's watch documentaries on TV, and I was like, oh, there's this new one about Waco, and fuck Waco, fuck the whoever broke down the wall and all that stuff, the FBI or whatever, or DEA, whoever FBI. Was it. Yeah. So, and I'm like, holy crap, we can't even like watch TV shows. So there was that. And then just, family values were good there, but I've been with people too, that I learned my lesson with that. I've been with several, 2 failed marriages and 1 long relationship where there was no connection to the family. Like they all either couldn't stand each other or they were very fractured. And they just didn't have an attachment. Like my ex-wife, her mother died in the hospital, like in the psycho ward, because she was messed up and schizophrenic, and she didn't even know who her father was. I conversely have a family that's pretty well knitted together. I mean, we're not like one of those true like very close, tight Italian families or something like that, but we stay close. So there is a family structure there, and I guess I just tried to look past it, and I would say to myself, well, I'll introduce them to what a real family's like.
Yeah.
And it became a huge conflict because they just emotionally could not attach to the family like I was. So when they would look at like my mom and dad completely different than me. They'd be like, oh, your parents try to baby you too much and all this. And I'm like, so they're my parents. I'm always going to be their little boy. You know what I mean? I'm not a mama's boy per se. Anyway, so there's that. But I think that there can be slight variations or acceptance, tolerances there. But I think a few of those things across the board have to matter, including potentially politics. And the only reason I say that is if you're 2 people that don't know how to deal with that being a unique difference in your marriage or your relationship, I think when it's same, like conservative to conservative, at least that leaves a bit of a buffer there that's not something that could create an issue in the dynamics of your friendships and relationships. So, I think a lot of those things are all important in their own way. They don't have to be like same. Anyway, I'll shut up.
How about you, Bruce?
I'm just looking for the unicorn still. So.
He's still looking for the unicorn. You're not going to find a unicorn, Bruce. I hope that someday she knocks on your door with an overnight bag and you end up putting a ring on it. That's what I'm afraid of, because you're going to find that unicorn and you're going to put a ring on it because you've been waiting so long for that. No.
Because it doesn't exist, so I'm pretty darn sure that it's not gonna happen.
Well, what's that guy saying?
If I do, I'm supposed to trap it so they can study it for science.
Exactly.
So,
no, but he
I don't
also
think I get a chance to put a ring in it because they want to cage it and study it, like to find out where a unicorn came from. Because
remember, he also says in that video that it could be a dude.
No,
it could be a dude.
Yeah,
it's too perfect. It's a dude.
No, sometimes the unicorns turn out to be the absolute ass in the world. Seriously.
Very true. Not ass. I met one that was crazy. Like, she seemed cool.
It's a real slim border. It's crazy. Or there's not much of a borderline between them.
So Bruce, if I meet you and you bring a girl with and she's got one little tag on her ear, I'm gonna be worried.
A little what?
A tag.
Little tracker.
Yeah, it's like it's an interesting.
That unicorn is gonna have
a dating world is an interesting world. I mean, I have 2 I'm talking to right now, and they cannot seem to complete a conversation.
Because they're talking to 8 other people.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you're having a conversation and it's like, stop, it's like,
Now,
Oh, I'm sorry. Were we done? I guess we're
two-
done. Yeah.
You and Mike use the apps. You and Mike use the apps.
Yeah.
When you do get that conversation with someone
No,
going,
I've
but
got
wait,
I got
let me-
two of them. I got their phone numbers. We're texting.
right. But when you do get that conversation going,
Yeah.
you don't hop around, do you? Or do you focus on the one that you're talking to, or do you, if the other one texts you, do you just ignore it, or do you just keep going? Try to.
Oh no, I can work both, but they usually don't talking to them at the same time. But it's I don't get it confused because their names are different.
That's what I was gonna go next.
But
have you made that
Oh, I've
mistake?
definitely gotten them confused.
yeah, I mean, you got to be careful where which button you're pushing, what you're typing. But I mean,
I've called somebody by a different name.
oh, have you? I haven't
Oh, yeah.
done that.
1000%.
I've
And I
forgotten
played
the
it
name,
off
but then
so smooth, or not. I didn't even really play it off smooth. She just believed it,
Yeah.
and she shouldn't have.
Should I look this? Should I look this address up?
No.
So yeah. So I mean, but I mean, yeah. So I
Probably.
mean, it's like we're sitting there chit chatting. I hadn't talked to her in a couple of days. I texted her, said, "Hey, how did St. Patrick's Day go? You survive? And hey, the weekend's coming," because she works real hard. She's got a crazy job. And she goes, yeah. I finally took some time off. I walked with my granddaughter and my daughter. Got outside, did some fresh air. Some friends of ours having a St. Patty's Day party Saturday. So, oh, great. You get to go out and have some fun. Good for you. She goes, you got any plans Saturday? Go, nope, not yet. And then conversation over.
That's the thing with women. I've learned that you have to put something in there, like another question or something to keep it going. Like,
So what are you wearing?
Yeah.
No, I'm
So what are you
telling
wearing?
I'm being very serious. If you just respond to the question, it's over.
Well, I mean, and I'll sit there, and when you get the one word answer, that normally means the conversation's over. It's like when we're talking and she answers yes
that's
twice.
that. Yeah,
And
I
it's
don't
like,
even
okay,
back to that.
Bruce,
that conversation's over. What?
I think Becky sending the picture of the unicorn, I think she's thinking she's in the running here. She might be interested.
I'd be number 3 for call me unicorns, accused of. Uh-oh.
You go, Bruce.
I haven't looked up that picture. I don't know what it looks like.
I can't pull it up.
You can't pull it up, John?
I'm worried about the unicorn picture. Maybe you should hit Becky up.
Well, I
There you go.
got a picture. I just got a picture on Tinder. The gal's in a short dress and their panties are down to their ankle.
Get the overnight bag.
Get the
That's a left or a right swipe. It's not even a girl I matched with. That's a picture on
That's
Tinder.
probably fake.
Oh, you know it. Well, when they all look like professional photographs, the whole group, it usually means they're phonies. So
yeah,
I'm telling you, Bruce, it's where we live. It's where we live.
I'm not
Like
kidding
when
you.
I go other places, like when I went to Texas for a week, it's a whole nother ball game, buddy.
is it?
Oh man, you got hot conservative chicks falling off of trees and shit.
Oh,
No, but I would say I've actually had girls on Instagram text me to do photos for them for their dating apps.
really?
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's how they don't want to do them with cell phones. They want a professional photographer to take their. And I said, "What are you going to use it for?" She goes, "For my dating app." And I'm just like, "Seriously?"
Most guys
But
don't believe those
this is
pictures
what me
when
and
they're
Brandon
professional
came
like
up
that.
with.
Yeah,
Me and Brandon came up with a site that we said we wanted to do a dating site like Bumble or Tinder, but you couldn't upload photos. You had to actually take the photos on the site.
Instantly.
And
yeah.
so that way it would not allow for filters to be involved.
Well, I know, like on Tinder and Bumble, you can do the verify the profile.
Well, you
Or they
verify it, yeah, but
Yeah, they
that
send you
doesn't
they send you
change
2
anything.
poses, and you got to mimic the poses, and it
Yeah.
verifies that you are
But
that
they can,
person.
but the photos can still be filtered.
Yeah, true.
So that we wanted to do it to where you had to be on the site and you would hit take photo, and then you would have to take the photo while on the app, and it wouldn't allow you to put filters in.
Well, now they
But
have to.
girls
well,
wouldn't
you
use
can,
it.
You can do the video dating on the app now,
Oh, that's weird.
and it prompts that like if
At
you match
first.
to somebody to do that after a conversation, but it's
They
not,
did that because of COVID.
yeah, but I've never prompt video chatted with any guys.
I've FaceTime with girls before.
Have you?
Yeah, after we talked for a little bit, not
Oh,
at first.
yeah, not on the first date.
Isn't there
That's
an
weird.
app where it's like a live speed dating kind of thing where you just go
I'm
on?
sure there is.
You just go on and you do like, you know, you're sitting in front of your screen and like random
Like social,
matches.
like social distancing speed dating.
Right, where random matches will come up on the video and then you sit and chat, and if like they like you, they keep their chat going. If they
It's
don't,
like chat roulette mixed with a dating app.
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
something like that I
Well,
think
have-
would be like interesting, but
And you
Have one
could
on
just swipe.
Bumble, it's like a trivia game
Or
you
just
play
skip
with
the
the
person.
date, but I haven't done that.
That would actually be kind of cool, because if you just do like, you know, it's like you said, it's like video dating, like speed dating, but instead of sitting in front of the person, you're just on FaceTime or, you know, Skype or whatever.
right.
And you can just, and if you want, you can just hit next at any time.
I thought that was in a movie.
But Mike, you know, there were some bars before pre-COVID that were doing the speed dating in
Yeah.
Modesto. Did you ever
I
go to
would
any of those?
never. That's weird.
No.
No. I'm not going to walk into a setting looking around at everybody that's there to date. I'd feel like a loser.
It's like a livestock auction.
Yeah, that's so weird. I'd feel like a complete loser.
Yeah, I could never bring myself to do. And like I said, I don't go
No.
to bars to pick up women. I go to the bars to have a drink and hang with the crowd or my buddy or something like that.
Exactly.
If it happens, great. I mean, but I'm
Yeah.
not there to make it happen. No.
That's usually what I was always on. My buddies were always like, let's go get some chicks. But I was
Yeah.
always just like, whatever, I'm going to hang out with everybody and have drinks. And if I meet some chick, that's cool. And if I don't, it is, it's no big deal.
I don't go there with the anticipation that that's why I'm there. So, you know.
No. Definitely not.
And I usually try to leave before it gets to that magical time of the evening.
Oh, what, like 1:30?
Yeah, when everything starts looking really good.
Oh, yeah. When
Because we
everything
have
starts
enough
looking really
alcohol and
good,
they
and
can look
everybody's
everything
wondering who
looking
they're
really
going
good.
home with. You just grab the single thing next to you.
Yeah, as soon
Not
as
worried about
I
what
finish
she
that
looks
one
like.
drink and that gal that didn't look very good starts to look really good. It's like, I got to go home.
Yeah.
Time to call Uber.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the night, guys just start grabbing girls, and it's like, you want to come over and party? And it's like, yo, leave that one here.
Oh. Yeah, 3 beers ago, you weren't even near that, were you?
Yeah, exactly. Trust me, I've had to grab some of my friends and they're like, no, this ain't happening. You're drunk. We're leaving, and she's not coming with me. So, but we got another. Ryan, you got another topic?
I was actually looking for him to see if he actually had them written down or not.
I got him on the.
Well, no, look, Bruce is getting hit on, and Bruce is totally ignoring all the comments.
What? No, Becky's just playing.
Yeah, I've got them all written down here.
Okay.
So the third one that we're on is, which part of the dating process do you wish you didn't have to deal with?
You didn't have to deal with all of it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I've literally put on my Bumble account before, I put on there, can we just skip to the part where you stay the night at my house 4 nights a week and we go on vacations together? I've literally put
Nice.
You put that on there, huh?
Oh yeah, I put that on there because I'm that type of guy, dude. I can't tell you how many. Okay, so it sounds whatever, maybe braggadocious or conceiting or whatever, but I'm a single guy. I work hard, and I've been blessed to have a good job. I make good money, and so going on a vacation after like a week or two of talking to somebody, going on a weekend vacation somewhere nice is nothing to me. Like me, I'm just like, let's get out of town. Like we've already gone out on a few dates. We may be hooked up, maybe not. And let's just go on a weekend vacation for a couple of days. Like, no big deal. But people think that's a big deal. People are like, oh, whoa, like you're already taking her somewhere. Or the girls have even been like, oh, this was too much, too fast. And I'm like, it's not that big a deal. Like, you're reading into Like, I don't know if it's just the different type of, because I know in a different world, like that's normal. Like over in like New York and shit, like people do that all the time. People fly people out. People like go on vacations for first dates and stuff.
Man, I've had issues with that, Mike, because if I say invited a gal to go somewhere with me, then the conception is that we're an item, right? And that I shouldn't be on the dating site anymore, and I should just hang up my singlehood, and and I've gotten that like
problem.
Okay.
I've gotten that the last 3 or 4 gals that I dated prior, that was like, after you've done that weekend together, you're an item and you're no longer on the market single. And
wait, what are we talking about?
So okay, here's the thing. If you're doing, if you've just been dating somebody for a few weeks, few months, whatever, if you want to get a hotel room in the city and like hang out for a night, totally fine. But if you're talking like, let's hop on a plane and go to another country or another state.
That's not what I mean.
Totally.
I'm not like, let's go to Italy for a week. I'm talking about flying to
Reno.
No flying. No flying.
Drive to Reno.
Driving. To me, it's whatever. If we're going somewhere for 2 days.
We don't want to be somewhere with somebody if we find out we hate them and have to sit next to them on a plane on the way home.
Okay, well, if we've been talking for 2-3 weeks and we've gone out on several dates, you should know whether you hate me or not.
Nope, you don't, because you don't know their everyday habits. So when you're talking,
we're not going to be spending a week together. It's 2 days.
Yeah, but 2 days, that's still a lot. After only 3 weeks of talking and dating, that's a lot. So if you are going to be doing things like that after that amount of time, do like a night at a bed and breakfast and go to a winery or something like that. Something where
a day trip.
That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about long ass vacations. I'm talking about 1, maybe 2 nights.
Well, you want to do like a full day trip.
Yeah. That's a lot.
So 1 night's okay, but 2 nights is just out of the question?
Actually, you should only do a 1 day trip, like an all day trip. So you pick her up at say 7 in the morning. You guys don't head back home until maybe 10, 11, 12 o'clock. But right off the bat, an overnighter, that's dangerous.
Mike should change that on his day site.
Especially if it's someone that you want a relationship with.
Okay, I would say so. The soonest I've ever done it was like
you haven't done it right away.
A month and a half.
A month and a half is good. Yeah,
that's a month to a month and a half. We've hung out 5 or 6 times already.
Fiery redhead.
Bunch of different dates, different situations. And
I think the biggest thing that women are looking for when you're going on an overnight date or you're going somewhere with the man, you want to have that implicit commitment from them to know that they're taking you on this because they are really that interested in you, and that they're not just taking you on this to like woo you or show you that they have big bucks. And I think
that's the thing, is that's what I think people think. I think not people, but not everybody, but I think some people might take it as like trying to woo them or trying to show them that I have a bunch of money. Right. Well, that's your problem though, because that's not how I'm taking. That's not how I'm putting it off. So that's your problem. If that's how you feel about it. We have been
together for 12 years. We have not had a vacation, just the 2 of us, since our honeymoon.
We're all going to Mexico, right? When this COVID's over, right? We're all going down to Mexico and having a great trip.
You're not telling me in like 9 years before she was born.
Okay, but that's different. That's your guys' lifestyle. We're talking about dating.
But even when we were dating, we didn't do anything like that. Like it's just.
Well, that's because it's North Dakota.
No. The first thing that we did, like, went out and like did something was we went camping in our friend's backyard.
But that's what I'm saying. Some people's relationships aren't like that, but people. Yeah, I'm just talking about in general.
Would it make a difference if would it made a difference if Mike would have said, "Look, we're going to do this overnight thing. I'm going to go ahead and book 2 rooms."
No, that's stupid. I'd never do that. If I have to book 2 rooms,
I knew
we
Mike
ain't
was
going.
going to say that. I knew Mike
We
was
ain't
going to
going
say
nowhere.
that.
You knew
What the
that
hell?
was gonna happen.
Okay, so it's kind of like, I don't know if any of you guys watch like The Bachelor.
I've never took a girl on a trip that I haven't slept with yet.
Right. I mean, sleeping with somebody is different than having a long-term committed relationship. And I think
I know, I'm just making that a point. I've never taken a girl on a trip that I haven't had sex with.
But when you book a trip like that, even if it's just 1 or 2 nights, that scares them.
Why?
Because they're thinking that you are more committed to them than they are to you.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
absolutely.
If that's what type of time we're on at 30 years old, if we're on the type of time that me booking an overnighter somewhere, it means that I'm more committed to you. All you got to do is ask me. It's a simple question.
Right. They should. I mean,
and I'll tell you straight up, this is nothing to me. This means nothing to me. I just figured, let's go out somewhere instead of in our hometown. Let's just go out somewhere for the night.
Right.
This is not that big a deal. This is just like a date.
But you also said that some of the females that you've dated where you've proposed this, weekend getaway or one night getaway to them, they said it's too much too fast.
No, they said that after the fact, after they already agreed to it.
Okay,
and they went and had a good time.
They should have said that ahead of time. That's on them.
No one has ever said it to me beforehand. It's always been after. It's always been after the fact.
And that's not right, because that's somebody using you for a trip, and then after the fact being like, oh, that wasn't,
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's what you were saying is that after it, they had time to think about it, and they were like, oh, he's more committed than I am. And I'm like, and I don't understand what would make them get that idea. Like, what about going somewhere for a night, driving a couple hours to stay somewhere for a night, or even if you did take a flight. I've never done the flight, but I would, but I've never done it. It's usually just like, let's go we'll drive to Reno or something, 3 hours away.
But they're waiting for the other shoe to drop, Mike, because a lot of times when stuff like that happens, when you're dating somebody so early on, you have to wait for the other shoe to drop. You're thinking breathers. You're something's going to happen on this trip that's either going to make or break the relationship.
But I'm saying it's always after the fact, though. We're talking about after the fact because it's never happened during.
It shouldn't be after the fact. It should be
before. How many do I have?
Don't you think we're moving a little fast? Then they're not.
No, that's what I'm. Yeah, no, they've never. That's the problem is they never ask the question, and I can tell because I'm pretty good at reading people, so I can usually tell by how they act, like what the problem was, and I'm usually like, I laugh about it because I'm like,
is that your mic, Nita? Is picking up a lot of noise. Is that your microphone?
I don't know.
Did
she even hear? Did she hear us?
Can you hear us? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely hers. I don't think she can hear us. John, if she can't hear us, just mute the mic.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove her. Yeah, I gotta have good audio.
Like I was saying, all you would have to do is just say, "Hey, I felt like maybe this, like maybe you're feeling more, you're more serious about this than I am, or is this, you know what I mean? This is how that made me feel." And all I would say, not at all. Like it's not that big a deal to me.
Mike, the easiest thing to do is you just gotta look for the overnight bag.
Just book 2 rooms. Just book 2 rooms right next to each other with a swinging door.
If you brought the overnight bag, it's all good.
I'm never booking 2 rooms. But what I'm saying is it's just different types of people. Because I'm telling you, there's places and parts of even different parts of the country and stuff where that's normal.
Yeah, I mean, because I like go up to Reno, right? The app will blow up when I go up to Reno. I don't, and it's just because I'm up there in that Reno area. And
it's because you're in a different area.
Yeah, and I don't play with it because I'm just visiting. It's like I don't want to get hung up on anything that's going to go up in Reno because I'm just up there for the weekend. So I usually don't use it when I'm out of town. But I got a lot of them like on Bumble. I'll notice you'll get like they're in San Francisco, like they're catching an airplane or staying at the hotel.
Yeah,
but they're
traveling.
Southern
scary.
California and they live in another state. I was going,
Yeah, it's traveling mode. They have a
traveling mode. I'm going,
They have a
well,
traveling mode.
it's
We're
got to
just
be the
trying to-
most useless
Fucking
thing. It's like,
internet
really?
connection, bro.
Are you connected? Yeah,
I can hear
we hear you good now. There's no
Yeah.
there's no sound.
But can she hear us?
Can you hear us?
No.
No.
No. I heard her once.
She can't
and then
hear
it
us.
Went away.
Yeah, she can't hear us. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think even like what you guys are talking about, I think you should do an all day thing before you do an overnight thing. I think it works out better because then you can get a better idea of what that
Well,
person.
usually it works out that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, 'cause usually when you're dating, how many times are you going to see that person in a week that you're dating?
No, and I
Once
agree.
or twice.
I do the meet and greet, and let's go out and do something for the day and see if there's any chemistry. Because I mean, quite honestly, sometimes there isn't. I mean, I went on one meet and greet that we went out, had a couple drinks, and had the taco stand because it was COVID. You couldn't go in the restaurant, and I mean, it was great, but really, it wasn't a click.
Wasn't a click.
Just kind of let it go.
Yeah, and if you spend the whole day with someone, I think you can get a really good idea what kind of person they are, or even if they're the person that you want to spend 2 days with.
Yeah, I mean, if they, if they got that magical horn that you're looking for or not.
Bob, what does Bob think?
What do you think, Bob? Hit us with your knowledge.
Apparently, Bob's been out of the game too long. Okay. Nah, seriously, because when I was younger, Reno or Tahoe was the place to go. I've done it overnight, the whole weekend thing, but it was pretty much agreed upon what was going to happen. I mean, and there was like afterwards, it's just like, and you know what? You can learn a lot. You can learn a lot spending a whole weekend with somebody.
Yeah.
About whether you want to do this again or not.
Really.
And
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, not like you don't really learn who a whole person is.
If you only see somebody for like 3 hours at a time during the week for a couple of days, and maybe you spend the night a couple times, you got to spend a full Saturday and a Sunday with somebody. You can learn just how quickly they can get on your nerves or you on their nerves.
Yeah.
A lot more than you can just spending 4 hours with someone, 3 or 4 hours.
Right.
Like,
you can learn a lot about someone.
3 or 4 hours is one thing. If you
can learn
spend
a
a
lot.
weekend, 2 day, a Saturday, a Friday, and a Saturday, or Saturday and a Sunday, it is a big difference in spending 3 hours with someone.
Well, you can learn a lot about somebody just on a 6-hour car ride. If you're not flying somewhere and you're going somewhere for 3-4 hours in a car, dude, you learn a lot about somebody in a car, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've cut a 2-day trip down to 1 day.
Yeah. yeah.
I stepped on the gas.
Because everyone's different in the car, some like even when I was with Katrina and the kids, they knew to leave me alone. I just want to drive. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to engage with you. Nothing. I just wanted to drive, get where we're going, leave me the hell alone. Do whatever you want with the radio. Just let me get into my zone. Because that's how I was in the truck. I was by myself behind the wheel. I just drove. I didn't have anybody fucking talking to me. Didn't have anybody bullshit with me. So even when we were our trips to Disneyland, go to sleep. Just sleep. You could sleep all 6 hours.
That was the reason of leaving at nighttime, as they would sleep.
We'd leave at 3 in the morning.
That's
we
it.
left at 3 in the morning. 3 in
By
the
the time
morning.
they woke up, we're there.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to do the potty break.
I don't know.
Day trips are great because you can pick them up at 6 or 7 in the morning, drive up to San Francisco, spend a day in San Francisco, swing down to Napa, go do a little wine tasting, and then head home. That's a full day. I've done that.
That's what I'm saying. And most of the girls that
back.
I've gone on these trips with, I've done day things with them.
Yeah.
And stuff. And like I said, most of the time it's after the fact. And I think a lot of it is they feel like I think it's either I think
Maybe
a lot of
they
it
just didn't click. Maybe just didn't.
Well,
click,
no,
though.
they feel that's yes and no, but the last girl that I did it with, the girl that I missed the show for, remember I missed that show and I went to Reno?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She asked me to take a shower with her that morning that we came home.
Oh, Mike.
So are we saying that we didn't click?
If she's telling you to take a shower with you, you clicked.
Yeah, you stung.
Shower's personal
She
time,
asked
man.
me 3 different times while we were there to take a shower. Every time she took a shower, she's like, "Do you want to take a shower?"
That was her. Maybe that was her thing. That was her fantasy.
Maybe she's a water baby.
So if we're gonna have sex in that morning, and then on top of it, you're gonna like, I'm just sitting there, and you're gonna be like, "I'm gonna take a shower. Do you want to take a shower with me?" And then we drive home, and then that Tuesday, that was Sunday, and then Tuesday was when she was like, I don't think I'm ready for this. And that's what made me feel like, okay, you're thinking I'm way more into this or I'm way more serious about it or moving too fast. But all she had to do was say, hey, like,
Where are we?
Where are we on? Because I feel like maybe that was too much. And I would have immediately told her, look, no, like that. Because I even asked her before we did it, I was like, look, this is what I was thinking we could do this weekend. Yes or no? Because if not, I was like, if not, we can just hang out at my place, find somewhere around here to go. And she was like, no, that sounds, going to Reno sounds like a fun time. Like
trip. Yeah.
And we did. We had a great time. But then I think that's what she thought. And I was like, all she had to do was ask. And I would have been like, no, dude.
Maybe you were too much of a gentleman.
They're scared of
Nah, I don't think so.
I think they get scared that they might get feelings for you, and they're afraid to do that because they don't want to commit to it.
The person that you're talking about, how long has she been divorced?
She'd been single. She wasn't married. She had been single for over a year.
Okay, but in a long term,
I think it was what it was is I think she had just started dating again.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The same thing.
Yeah,
I think I was I don't know for sure because I didn't really ask that much because I don't really do that. I think I might have been the first guy that she like talked to.
What, Mike? You don't talk about feelings when you're on a date?
No, I don't talk about past.
Okay, I'll pass.
No, I try not to bring up history. History's a bad place
I don't like to do that. I don't care. I'm too old for that. I'm not 18.
Yeah.
I don't want to know who you've been with, how many guys you've been with. I don't need to know all that. I'm cool. I'm not going to tell you. You're not going to tell me.
Yeah.
But don't you think that knowing a portion of their history?
You're not fixed still.
No. So don't you think that knowing parts of their history, though, makes it important to the bond that you would have with them if things are going to be serious?
Knowing how many people you've had sex with is not something
No, I'm not saying like that. I'm saying, like when Brian and I first started hanging out, we weren't even dating at the time. And I was in town for my godson who was just born, and we had gone out for one of his uncle's birthday parties or whatever.
Your godson?
Our godson.
Thank you.
Sorry. And so
sensitive, Brian.
We went back to his apartment. We were just hanging out, talking and watching a movie and stuff like that. And we kind of started talking about what I had been through in the past years and stuff like that. And he just sat there holding my hand and let me cry and let me tell him about what I'd been through and how I was emotionally scarred from being abused. And I think that was kind of a huge turning point for us as, friends at the time, just to kind of be able to open up to somebody and have him actually tell me don't use that as an excuse or, stop talking about that. That was the first person that hadn't told me that, in the dating world aftermath,
Yeah, well, I can understand. It depends on, some people they would think that was too much, too serious too soon. I don't know the timeline, but I'm just saying. But for me, I was talking more about sexually. I don't need to know about your sexual past as in you had a wild phase when you were in college and you were fucking dudes at dorms. I don't need to know that. That's what I mean. Because some people do that. I mean, almost a lot of people do. A lot of people are I want to know how many people you slept with. And I'm like, I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
And you don't need to know how many people I've been with.
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't care. Like to me, like I don't care how many people that other people have been with. Well, okay, so it's different. So if I'm gonna be with that person just for a night, then I give zero craps about it. But like if we're gonna be, in it for the long haul, and I would like to know. Who
is it because is it gonna change your like
No.
if she's like
She
I've slept
throws
with
out
75 dudes,
Yeah.
like
No,
are you gonna be like no?
No, it really wouldn't matter because like
Then why does it matter? Then why do you want to know?
Because to me it's more of like the background of who you are. That's kind of like your dating scene in a whole of who made you.
Are you
who you
slutty or are you like committed?
Yeah, but see,
okay, well, he just said that didn't matter.
But like Mike's saying, some of us just progressed a little quicker than others, say through your high school and your college years, and then maybe after you got into your 30s, you settled down. Maybe you only been in your 30s, you only been with 2 or 3 guys or 2 or 3 girls in your whole 30s. But when you were 16 to 18 and 20s in your 20s, maybe you slept with 100 guys. So
Well, here's the
Honestly,
way I look at it.
Mike,
so you could be a whole different person than you were when
actually
you
have
were
a
16.
count.
Yeah,
Do
Mike
I have a
counts.
count?
You have a.
I know a general area.
knows
I don't
a
know the
rough
numbers.
number.
I don't have a exact
I know the
number.
I know the
You got
general
a
area.
ballpark.
I got a ballpark.
Yeah.
So Mike, if I
I
told
don't have
you,
a notch on my belt.
No.
So Mike, if I told you like you have 2 different girls that are exactly the same, but their numbers are different. One's got, we'll just say like 50, that one's got like 2. What's the first thoughts that run through your head? And like, if you had a preference of them having those numbers.
50 has more experience.
No.
More experience, yeah. That's where I'm going. It's the first thing I'm
there's
thinking.
there's positives and negatives.
But
The
she
girl
could be
that's only
bad,
been with 2, if we have sex, is going to get attached quicker, maybe quicker than I will.
Be right back. Get a drink.
The girl that's been with 50, there's a chance she has some kind of emotional issues, and that's why she's been with that many guys.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few different things.
So like for me, it's more of if say like I want if like
Bob, you're muted. Oh, okay. I didn't know if Bob knew he was muted.
So
go ahead.
Like,
well, I know I'm muted.
Oh, okay.
In that same scenario, the way I look at it is if somebody has like 2 and the other one has like 50, basically what my thoughts are, the one with 2, like we can actually like I can actually think of there's things that we can do together that I'm pretty sure that the person hasn't been through or done with, versus the one that has.
I like how she starts laughing. She starts getting a smile on her face the same time I did. That's fucking great.
Okay, so
that's hilarious, though. No, that's true. I get what you're saying. Like, you can experience new things together.
Who was teaching who, Brian?
Which is I get that. That's cool. I'm not mad. I'm not.
Who was the tutor? Who was the student?
But when you're in a longer relationship, there's more things you actually can experience versus a short-term relationship.
For sure.
That's why she's laughing.
Yeah. I was waiting to see who was the student, who was the tutor.
Who do you think?
Who the hell, Becky? Who the hell counts? I know a lot of people that count.
Right.
Yep.
The only reason I count is because I know. Like,
well, yours is a small number.
I was engaged to half of them.
Counting doesn't matter until you get definitely until you get into double digits. If you're under 10, it doesn't even matter. It's whatever.
Yeah, you're still a rookie.
Yeah, 8 or 4, it's all the same.
Yeah.
You married a rookie, honey.
See, I'm one of those people like, with like all the stuff that I've been through, like I know who all, like in my count, like I know exactly who they were, their names.
What is your count?
And and like where.
How do you not know this? I thought this was something you guys talk about.
You've been married for 14 years now.
Yeah. Jesus.
What is your
How
count?
come you're not paying attention?
I don't think you've ever told me your count because I've never asked, and I don't
did
care.
ask. You did ask.
Was I drunk?
Nope.
Huh.
Mm.
Okay.
I
I don't
was
know.
muted
Probably
on that
somewhere
answer.
in the 20s.
Jesus.
No, because
Timber.
we actually talked about this, and when I lived with Mikey in the apartment on the couch, we went through every single one. And I told you exactly everyone's names.
Oh
I
God,
think-
see,
I think-
that's
I
just nah. I'm
I
cool.
think she would remember.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
What did Brian do that I missed?
Because that's like 25.
Well, we
names.
got to
Yeah,
count for
yeah,
one
Brian,
spouse,
just
but not
say
account
five,
for
Brian.
the other one. Yeah.
Just say
No,
5.
not only did Brian tell her how many he's been with, he named them off to her.
Yeah.
Dude, are you insane? Dude, you are going to sleep on the couch tonight, bud.
No, he
No,
did
I
that, but when they were
That
dating.
was like, that
This
was like
years
beginning.
ago.
Yeah.
Well, and I remember one of them was like your grandma's neighbor.
And then we're discussing who was the
Yeah.
student and who was the tutor in the relationship.
Her name was Christy.
Yeah.
I'm so friends with her.
She
She actually
looks-
came to my grandma's funeral. Actually,
She looks like a mouse. It's so cute.
Look how proud
I
he is
hope,
of that.
I hope Brian's
He's
number
so
isn't
proud.
close to mine because he'd make
She
me feel
even
really
came to my
bad
grandmother's
about how many I
funeral.
don't remember their names.
I don't remember names.
Or
I
just
think
don't
the
use
only
remember.
name he doesn't remember is the girl he left in the field after she gave him a blowjob.
But
Back in my day, before cell phones and stuff, we had the black book.
There's
The
girls that
little
I
book that was in the
with
wall.
party
That
that
had,
I
Bob
don't
knows what I'm
remember their
talking
name.
about. The little address book that fit neatly in your wallet.
Are
that
we
you
still on
had
this topic?
gals' names. You had little notes.
Yeah, because we didn't have
no,
cell
I didn't know
phones and
little
shit.
reminders, all that stuff.
Yeah, we didn't have
Okay,
cell phones.
question.
I've gotten,
when you
I've
got
gotten
married-
laid from girls that I didn't know their names.
When you got
I
married,
never
that was
got their names.
ceremonious. Your wife destroyed that thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
whose
Right.
wife destroyed whose
So what was
I
the
think
wife
I think it was a
destroyed love
PDA
letter.
by the time I
who
got to that
destroyed
level.
love letters?
with the black
Well,
book
I didn't have any love letters, but I had the
with the
black
black
book.
back in the day?
I have a question.
Hold on, Bob. What was Bob saying?
With the black
Well,
book back in the day,
Yeah.
you always had those 3 numbers in red. If you got home from the bar at 1:30 and you came home alone, you had the 3 numbers you could call, and one of them would
Red
come up.
numbers.
That was just what I was going to ask. So when you have the black book, did you have like a rating or
yeah.
a scale of some
Yeah,
sort?
but you
of
didn't.
like-
It wasn't
Oh,
something
well,
obvious.
yeah.
It was
Stars.
something that if anybody got a hold of the address book, they would never know what the rating was because it was your personal thing.
Your personal
That
thing.
So you wouldn't
it looked like a
put, like-
regular phone number with a number on it, and you had your own little symbols and stuff that you put on it that you understood, but nobody else, if they ever got a hold of your book,
So
would
if somebody
understand
had
it.
like really bad breath or like didn't take care of themselves hygienically, like you had your own little symbol for it. If somebody was like a 10 and really great in bed, you had another symbol.
Well,
They didn't have a symbol. They
no,
had
it's
one
not
line
that. It's
through
just
the name and phone
rankings
number. That was it.
of
Yeah.
whether
It's
or
just
not
across
how
the
bad
No,
how much
never.
you want them to come over or what the willingness is. Because that's how it always works. If you come home from the bar and you're drunk and you're alone, it's like, okay, this girl is the most likely to come over, so I'm going to start with her, and then you work your way down to shooting a shot in the dark. And and then after once you get past that, if nothing's
This
coming
is long
over,
before
then
cell phones
you go
or
to bed.
anything like that. This was,
Yeah.
this was a way of life for a single man in a bar and dating. Was the book?
I've had girls that were like that, like, oh shoot, it's 1 o'clock, like I'm probably not going to get anything here. Let me text her and see where she's at.
I had
Hey,
one gal
Get an Uber over to the house.
talking to 3 weeks ago. I quit talking to 3 weeks ago, and at freaking 2:30 in the morning, she sends me a St. Patty's Day icon thing over my text message.
Yes, sir.
With St. Patrick's symbol
It's
and
a booty
an
call.
eggplant.
Did you tell her to
And
come
like,
on
I
over?
even deleted her phone number and her name from my phone contacts. But the only thing I remembered it when I saw the prefix 805. I go, oh, that's who that is. I haven't
Yeah,
talked
you
to her in 5 to 6 weeks.
Did you tell her to come over?
No, I didn't even. I just glanced at it, went back to bed.
Bruce
Oh.
said, "I'm not Irish, but come over."
Yeah.
Well, Mike, wouldn't you want to start at the very bottom and work your way up versus start on the top? Because then that
No.
way, like your guarantee is like always going to be there.
No, it's less amount of work.
But that's the fun part.
Because you
No,
don't
it's
need,
not,
well,
'cause you
no,
don't
the
wanna
fun part
have-
is when she comes over and sucks my dick.
You don't want to have the grenade when you can have the unicorn.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like,
I haven't found the
Yeah,
unicorn yet.
and Brian, she's right. Usually it starts at the hottest.
Yeah.
Like there's, it's
Yeah,
like both.
you
There's
go
more
high,
likely and
and
how
then,
hot
and
they
then
are.
you
on the
start
hot
working
chicks
your way
first.
down to the crazy.
Yeah,
You start working your way down to the crazies or the not
Yeah.
so good lookings
So
or the
hot,
ones that you're like,
work your way
I'm going to
down to the
regret
crazy.
this as soon as I get off. But it's cool.
Right, but there's
I like
a
that,
difference.
Becky. I like that, Becky.
There's a
What,
big
Brian?
There's a
difference
shamrock.
in like the way some people have it where they have, it's not the hottest up top, it's more of like the most likely to get laid with up top first.
No, it's
isn't that
both.
about
That's what I'm
easy?
saying. It's a level.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Usually
especially
when you're drunk, you're going to go with who's more likely to come over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, you can't do something obvious like a star rating or a number.
After the bar at 1 o'clock
Are we
in the
still?
morning, you get
Are
pretty
we still
desperate.
on? Are we still on this topic, or did we even do this one yet?
Yeah,
No.
we did that one. You
We
missed
pretty
it.
much hate most of it anyways. The dating process sucks, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dating
Yeah,
in
can we go to
today's-
the next topic?
Yeah,
Let's just go to the next
please.
topic.
It's a dangerous one. I hope you're ready for it.
Never been done that before.
Yeah.
I think he's
Brian,
joking. I think he's
No,
joking.
he hasn't made a thing for you.
Oh, you're not?
Oh.
Oh, that's fun.
Who wants you? Tim has been quiet.
Oh, I'll
Tim.
go first. It's easy.
Oh, okay, Bob, go ahead.
Titties.
Okay, what turns me on is when she says yes. What turns me on is when she says no.
Oh, man, Bob's easy. Bob's easy.
Bob's easy.
Titties and beer.
Tim, what turns you on? What turns you off?
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Look at that.
God, my answer
Clap
is
on. Clap off.
I know Tim for a while now, so I know it's going to be more complex than that.
no. Well, I mean, it could be
Wait, how
a
do you
deep
get
subject.
coffee?
It could
All
be
All right,
pretty
it's
simple.
five
Let's
guys,
not-
so let's
Well,
keep
he
it
warmed
not
up to this.
sexual.
Let's not forget, Tim is a rock star.
No,
Oh, yeah. He's got
That's-
some rock
that's-
star Alexis, I'm sure.
that's like seeing the
You got
front
lots of
cover of
groupies,
the
Tim?
tabloids in the grocery store,
Tim
and you're
wants
like,
her-
"Eh, here."
Groupies,
Tim wants her in
groupies,
leather
groupies.
pants. Leather
No.
pants, Tim. Leather pants.
No, I'll tell you what turns me off super fucking quick, because that one's easy, is I cannot stand jealousy and insecurity.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that is a total turn off if those little things come leaking through. Turn ons.
So hold on. So you're both naked, you're laying in bed, and she starts going off about being jealous and all. You're just gonna stop?
Well, now you're that far.
Now you're that
Are we
far.
turning this question to purely a sexual level?
No, we're not. We're
Okay,
on
so
a
so
screen.
John
We
was
are not.
simplifying the process.
Yeah.
No, I think John, you experience some of those signals long before sometimes you
long
get to that
before.
point. Sometimes not, but the moment that enters the ring, out the window, because I don't have. Look, I'm a social, outgoing person. Doesn't mean I'll walk around with my pants down around my ankles, but I like to chill and hang with everybody. If you got a problem with me being a social type of person, then because you're jealous of that, or you think that I'm, torpedoing other chicks, or they're coming after me, or what? No, I'm just being social. I'm not doing anything wrong, but you need to take your jealousy and insecurity, just always like hunting. Oh, and then the other thing too, major turnoff. Sorry, don't spend any countless amounts of time trying to fix or change me. I'm not saying I'm not saying that I can't compromise. Of course, that's called being in a relationship. But when you met me the way that I was, and then now all of a sudden you want to take that and you want to put it in a box and be like, well, you can't be like that anymore, and you can't be like that anymore, and you can't, and they start robbing your personality.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, but no.
Good lord.
So
Swipe right. Swipe right.
Good
So
God.
I have to
Bob,
interject
did you
on
miss
that,
that?
Tim.
Let them finish.
Swipe right.
Huh?
Swipe right.
Let them finish.
Swipe
So-
right.
The whole thing with the whole jealousy and insecurity thing, and
I really can't see that.
Oh.
Women need to be taught from a very young age. You cannot change.
Oh, hey now, Mike.
Camel, you cannot change a man, no matter what. and you can't let them change you either.
Right.
Like that's part of the whole. Like, I get that there's feminists, but that's kind of like my version of feminism. Is that you can't change yourself to be a part of a man's life or to be friends with somebody, just like you can't change them to be your partner or to be your friend.
Yeah, but people still try to do that all the time. My ex-wife was a prime example of that.
It's a huge problem, like from a generation standpoint. Like, I want my daughter to know flat out when she starts dating at 16, like, you're not going to be able to change a guy. Don't ever try to change a guy. Don't think a guy is going to change for you, but also do not change yourself for a man.
I disagree to the extent that I think that some guys who, and I've seen it personally, I think that guys sometimes are willing to be able to fit into that space where they're willing to accept change because this person is different or they think or feel differently about that person. So I do think that, you know, that guys kind of sometimes have their own epiphany. Like, yeah, I can't be the wild crazy guy anymore. I got to turn a lot of the knobs down on that one because this one's a good one or something like that.
Oh, I've seen that for sure.
But in the grander scheme of things, what I'm saying is that let's just say you've made the choice to move forward and invest in that relationship. If there starts being this visible shift anymore, this is now. I mean, I fell into the trap and I caved to it a few times before. I'm not innocent, and I was never like a total dick about my personality or not changing. I did modify myself a lot, but in hindsight, looking back on that, I'm like, why did I do that? Because they weren't going to change for me. They just wanted me to be the changed person. And so at this point, what I'm saying is anymore, if I start seeing red flags or signals of that being like, you know, because it's always some little peck. It'll be like a little peck at first, like, oh, okay, I'm not really comfortable with you doing that. Okay, well, now you're talking about something that I was doing when we first met and before I met you. And now all of a sudden you see that as a threatening element of the relationship. I don't read that as okay, and I don't second think it. Like, you know what, they got a point. Maybe I should not be doing that shit anymore.
Well, that's the thing. That's something we covered a little bit in a prior show. I know me and Mike talked about it a little bit. Is some girls go into a relationship thinking that they can change the guy to how they want, like change the guy. Like, I can fix him. And like that's the mentality that I've seen this. I know Mike's seen this too. That mentality is there.
No, I'm way familiar with it. Okay, so let's go to the other side of it.
Becky nailed it. Plain and simple. Becky nailed it.
Brian, you're talking about like girls trying to change guys?
Yes.
Oh yeah, girls always try to change a guy.
So, but I think Becky nailed it when she's talking about how she agrees with Tim about changing. If you make somebody want to be a better person, that's awesome. If Brian decides that he wants to be a better person,
Brian, you
in
suck
order
right now.
to be with me,
I'm going for one slap next week instead of 4.
But you're what?
I'm going for one slap next week instead of 4.
You've only had 2, so you're already improving.
Sweet. Woo! I'm ahead of the game now.
That's what I'm saying. If a male or a female chooses of their own will to become a better person, to be with a significant other, that's a totally separate thing. If you have somebody that, you know, like Brian says, comes into your relationship thinking, well, he likes rock and roll, I'm going to change him and make him like country. No.
Never happened.
It's not going to happen. If you go into a relationship thinking, well, he's Christian now, well, I'm going to make him a Jew. It's not going to happen. You can't have that.
What I've seen is girls see a guy who's hot, who's a complete dickwad, and they're like, I can change him. It's okay. Like, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, but you know what? They should know what they're walking into in that particular type of scenario.
Yeah,
I'm talking about taking an average person on the street, somebody who's not really like multi-dimensional. You know, I'm
Tim's just talking about like if you're a guy that goes out, maybe you go out to the bars a lot, you have fun, you drink and stuff, but then you meet a girl and you're like, okay, I'm going to settle down. Like this girl's worth it. You not going out and being crazy and stuff like that. Whereas Brian's more talking about like a guy that's just an asshole, like,
right.
And he's just going to use the girl and be a dickhead to her.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
it.
yeah,
I think you guys are talking two different things.
And you see it often, and it doesn't even have to be your relationship or your very own. I mean, like all of a sudden, like you know, your boy was always hanging around. You know, you were even like they were coming to things together, and like all of a sudden that person just starts to, you know, disappear more and more and more and more and more. And I don't think that necessarily all of those times are completely voluntary. I think there are times when it's sort of forced upon them. But let's flip to the other side of that coin, though.
Hold on, she wants to. Brian's.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
So when you were just saying that, the term "pussy whip" comes to mind.
If you want to call it that, that's what all the cool kids are calling it anyway.
So I think a lot of times that phrase.
I was going to use that tonight, actually, before you showed up, but I decided not to and let you get it out.
Hey, don't interrupt your wife. Damn it. Go ahead. Hit him. There you go. Go ahead.
That's number 3.
I think, you know, like when a guy is, you know, in party mode, okay, going out to the bars, having drinks, like hooking up with chicks, whatever, and then he meets like somebody that's different than the rest of them. From his perspective, maybe his buddies don't see it, maybe his family doesn't see it, that's fine. And this guy finds a woman that he actually like wants to be with and starts, you know, actually committing to her as a person and their relationship together. And he naturally is going to start withdrawing from from some of the other things because he wants to spend time with his woman.
Well, no, I'm not disagreeing there. I'm not disagreeing.
A whole bunch of shit from his buddies that, oh, well, she pussy whipped you, and oh, you're just like chained at home, blah blah blah. That is his choice.
No, and I'm not even addressing. I'm not addressing that in particular. What I'm saying is
he's saying I've had friends that the girlfriends didn't like us.
Well, there's that. But what I'm saying too is that that person particularly. Yeah, I think that's a key issue, Mike. Right there is that in my situation, a lot of things changed specifically because of what that person didn't like in the other people. They kept seeing all these faults, and I'm like, you need to lighten the fuck up. You're making way too much.
And that
out of
definitely
this.
always flows more from the girl side than the guy side.
Yeah. But on the turn on,
guys aren't usually like, I don't like your girlfriend. Like it's usually like, don't give a fuck, do what you want.
Yeah.
So,
right,
but leather pants, leopard skin.
But girls is usually like, oh, your guy friends are dumb, or they're single and they just want to talk to chicks, or you know, I don't like them, whatever.
They're a threat to that person. So, but at any rate, I mean, on the turn on side, on the turn on. Turn on side, I would definitely say, you know, I like that, you know, rocker style, but it doesn't have to look like somebody that walked right out of the friggin' 80s, you know. I mean, doesn't have to be Headbangers Ball level.
Just got back from a Kiss concert.
Just someone. Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Music concert.
Yeah, well, no, music is a big thing for me, and my genre is a very important thing, and so music plays a big part of me as an individual. I don't play, I'm not in a band or anything like that. I support and work with bands, but so music's prevalent. So I think that has to be a common factor.
Are you a biker dude?
No. Oh my God. But I don't know that a biker would have like 8 gajillion LED lights around him. And no, I'm more of the, I guess, on the nerdy side.
The 80s had some wild ass hair though.
Yeah, but that's, you know, that was the extreme. Look at, well, there's a flock of seagulls action right there. Yeah, but I mean that
he even knows what they're called.
That's wild.
The rooster hair and all that stuff. Yeah, this shit doesn't exist anymore. The only time this shit exists is when someone's having like an 80s party and people that have no grasp of that time period think that they could just Google this shit and they look like that and go to the 80s party and they fit in. You know, it's cool.
We just like to have fun.
Of course. Of course.
Don't gotta knock the 80s parties.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying women don't look like that anymore, and those times are long gone, and I don't revisit that.
Know?
to the nth degree. You know, I still have long hair and tattooed and, you know, wear rocker clothes and stuff like that. Yeah, but I just really appreciate somebody who's independent and has a great sense of humor and, you know, isn't so clingy, you know. I like somebody who has an outgoing social personality as well. It's harder when you have an extrovert and an introvert. But, I mean, they don't need to be loud and obnoxious. Just, you know, friendly and outgoing, stuff like that.
So,
John, can you see the picture that I just sent to the chat?
Yeah, I can get it.
Put that up.
Bruce, what turns you on and what turns you off, Bruce?
Are we talking about physically or emotionally?
No, more like dating wise and stuff like that. Not necessarily.
It's like in your general rules, like these are things like I do want and don't want, and that's it.
Yeah, not necessarily sexually.
What the fuck?
Hell yeah, dude! I had the Jerry curls.
Look at you.
I'm all obviously I'm all yes, that's me. The whole night I was taking my hair. I had to take my hands up because I was playing beer pong and I had to pull it back out of my face because I had the long Jerry curls.
That looked like every Ticketmaster line at Heck Company when I was like 18 years old.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, 1988, one of the best concerts I ever saw was the Scorpions opened up for Def Leppard. Great show.
Oh, you had two powerhouse bands right
Your
there.
guys' the rock music and those concerts, I wish I was lived during that time because that seemed like you guys, I mean, there's a lot of drugs, but
I remember about 20%
the whole kit and caboodle, man.
Oh, yeah,
you guys had a party.
I remember about 20%
in 1983. And in '83, I actually saw Earth, Wind, and Fire in Oakland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And all the white people sat on the floor because we could afford the good seats.
Hey, was that the Coliseum or Days on the Green, Bob?
No, Earth, Wind, and Fire was in the Coliseum.
Yeah,
Coliseum.
I saw ELO. I was second row down the stage. I was basically buried in the fog the whole time because they had those crazy fog machines. And I was basically in the fog the whole concert because the fog just ate up.
It's funny.
One band I never saw. I never saw ZZ Top. I saw a lot of bands for some reason. I've never seen him in concert. I don't know what it was.
I saw him with Key open for Kid Rock.
For Kid, well, yeah, that's way after their, you know. I'm talking about the early '80s, '90s.
Yeah, I remember the old Circle Star Theater.
Yeah.
I saw George Carlin's at Circle Star Theater.
I saw Diana Ross.
Nice.
And guess who she brought on stage? I wish I could have
seen the Eagles.
Guess who she brought on stage with her?
I saw the Eagle.
Okay.
Guess who Diana Ross brought on stage with her?
Who? First?
Some little kid named Michael Jackson.
I was muted. I'll check that book out.
Yeah. Did any of you ever see Guns N' Roses before they broke up?
I've seen Guns N' Roses like 5 times.
Yeah. My uncle saw them, and he said they played one song, and then Axl Rose got up to the mic and was like, "Hey guys, I scored some bad coke last night. I'm out," and just left.
Yeah.
I was done with GNR after the Appetite album.
The whole place went berserk when that happened. He said he was like, "Dude, I had to get out of there because people were like kicking people's asses and shit." Like they got.
I was done with them after it was Day on the Green, and he came out there, and they just sounded so horrible live.
Day on the Green, you didn't go there.
He was coked up the whole time.
Yeah, well, they had Body Count.
On Day on the Green, speakers sucked.
It was bad. It was Body Count. Body Count didn't show up. They didn't even come. It was supposed to be Body Count, Metallica opening for Guns N' Roses, which was normal at that time because Guns N' Roses Metallica wasn't that big yet, but they were a Bay Area band, so of course everybody was there to see Metallica, not really to see Guns N' Roses because they're here the boys are back in town basically. Metallica's close enough. So and he came out and I was just like, what is this crap? And everybody's yelling. The first song, right after the first song, everybody's yelling, Metallica. And he was getting pissed. He was getting pissed off. And he's just like, you can see it, just the whole rest of the show just sucked. He had a full orchestra, church orchestra up there. I can't remember the song.
For November Rain.
Yeah, I was just like, what the hell is this? Is this a rock concert or am I at church? And yeah, but every concert that I seen them in, I should have learned my lesson from the first one because they do not sound good live. Guns N' Roses
I don't
does
know
not
about
sound
I
good.
heard that about them.
They
I
don't
went to a
sound.
lot of the Days on the Green, and nobody sounded good on the Days of the Green because
No,
the speakers-
Metallica rocked.
their speakers suck. Their sound
Yeah.
systems sucked at
Yeah.
the Day of the Greens.
Well, I think maybe they just didn't have a very good audio guy. I don't know because I've seen them in a couple places. The first place was a closed place. I can't remember where that was at. Damn it,
Tim. What
Well,
about you? Have
stadium
you
shows
seen
are
them?
rough.
I saw them
Stadium
a
shows
long time ago, like
Yeah.
right in
right in
between
the
the time.
beginning.
Well, I saw them in the time frame in between Live Shit Like a Suicide, which was their first
Becky, I
EP
Love
that
You.
came out, and the Appetite album that came out. So I saw them before they were really kind of sort of
Oh,
anybody.
okay.
And before Sweet Child of Mine made it big, and then they really kind of went mainstream. I mean, when they blew up, they blew up.
Blew up.
Now, here's the problem that I had with them. I thought that Appetite was actually a really great album until they kind of started to milk a lot of the shit, like, Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City. They would just like overplay the living shit out of it that you got so tired of it. Then they took 3 years, I think almost 4 years, to put out Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And that time period in between sort of like the apex of Appetite and when they finally decided to release a second record, all my steam had run out for me. And I was like, I listened to the new record and I'm like, you fuckers took 4 years to write this garbage.
Yeah.
What we have here is a failure to
Hey,
communicate,
Hey, fuck off!
which is the way that he wants it, And so,
That
one
song
and
is
two
one of
for
my
me.
favorite.
Civil War and just all those shitty songs. It's just
One and two for me.
done.
Wait,
no,
I
I'm not a
Jim, do you
DNR
think that's
fan,
a
so I can
shitty
give
song?
a rat's ass what
So-
happens to him.
But,
So,
don't, but
I mean,
you,
the
don't
biggest-
you think that grunge kind of took their steam away though? Because grunge kind of took off. Oh, we lost you, Tim.
Oh, we lost. You're mute. You muted, Tim.
But I mean, you can see all these bands now at the county fairs. Like,
Well, no,
I mean,
GNR came back for
I mean,
$3
really,
million a
'cause I
show.
went
Yeah.
up to the
Yeah.
Atlantis, and I've seen Foreigner, and
Yeah.
I've seen
Oh
Kansas.
yeah. You'll
They
see
do their
those-
residencies. They're called
Yeah,
residencies,
yeah,
and they're there
you'll
for
see
like
those
3 weeks.
guys. You'll see 38 special. Fucking,
And I left Kansas because they went so back to their folk song. They did a
Yeah.
couple of their number ones, and they went back to their folk song, and they were playing so freaking loud in the place. We had to leave. It was so loud. It was just like
I feel sorry. I kind of feel sorry for those bands in the 80s that are coming back, when they do come back, because I got it like 38 special. They were getting kind of a little bit pissed off at the Turlock Fair because everybody was screaming for those songs they want to hear.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're going to play that song. It's probably going to be the last fucking
Closer,
song we
yeah.
hear. And it's got to be hard for those guys. I mean, that's got to be difficult when you get up there and they're just screaming, play this song, and you're like, no, do we have our set? Go ahead.
Well,
Yeah,
I got to take this.
Yeah, but when you're coming back like that, you got to know that people want to hear.
well, you're exactly
your
right.
Old shit.
Yeah, I mean that's because the people that are demanding you to come back and play again are people that never really left that period when you were who you were and you were that big. They didn't follow your career for the last 25 years, and they don't know that you put out 3 more albums, and they just didn't listen. When they show up, they want to hear, Kansas, at a Kansas. I wanted Dust in the Wind, and that all the songs that were all over the fucking radio, and I can understand that.
They played a couple of those things, and then they went back into their folky songs that nobody's heard of.
Well,
It was
right,
like on the
and that's for
backside
the
of the
real
of the album,
hardcore fans. I'm sure
Yeah.
Rush probably pulled some old shit out of their ass too as they went
I'm
around.
sure they did.
The real
me-
buffs. I'm talking about people that knew shit that other people didn't even fucking know existed. But here's my problem. Here's my problem with all that comeback stuff. You need to make it worth my money, okay? Because concerts aren't cheap nowadays.
No.
I mean, you're gonna drop. I mean, at let's say a Coliseum show. I'm not talking like your local, club down the street that has a national every once and again that you can.
You're
get
talking
in.
about like a Wheaton or like Wheatfield or
like
like
MCI Center or
Mountain
something.
View or whatever those.
Where
like Shoreline Amphitheater.
Yeah, you're talking like 3K plus people, or up to 8, whatever in a stadium. My problem with some of these comeback bands especially the older guys, is I think it's great that they're doing this for some particular reason, mostly money driven. That's usually what it's all about. These guys are not fucking rolling in their royalties all the time. But when they've become a shell of their former selves, so I'll give you examples of mine, like Vince Neil, Motley Crue. That guy sounds like absolute dying cow who barely pronounces a word. And then you've got bands like, and these may not be bands that Dokken with Don Dokken. The moment the singer and what that was 30 years ago then becomes a shell of their former selves, and the guy can't sing anymore, and they're just I'm like, please don't take my money.
Well, yeah, wasn't it the Rolling Stones that did the halftime show at the Super Bowl?
Maybe
years ago.
Yeah.
Bob, didn't they do one like?
Well, I'm not sure, but I know what Tim's talking about. I think
Rolling Stones did, and it sounded like trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spent $400 2 years ago to go see Elton John, and I saw Elton John at 84. The guy was awesome. I saw Elton John 2 years ago. He sucked because his vocal cords are gone. But on the other hand, I saw Bob Seger 2 years ago, and Bob Seger still sounds great.
Yeah, no, there are some that still have it. They never really lost it.
Eddie did. Eddie sounds the same as he did when I heard him for the first time back in '84 until the last day that he played at Turlock. He never sounded different to me. Eddie always sounded the same. I could close my eyes at any Eddie concert, and I knew it was him. It sounded just like he did when he's in the '80s, and he did just.
Talking about Eddie Money?
Yeah, Eddie Money always sounded the same to me. Always.
Well, even when he sang at Santa Cruz,
He's dead now. He's singing to God, but
well, yeah. But the last time he was at Santa Cruz, his daughter's singing with him, isn't it?
She did too at the Turlock Fair. She was the whole family. I think is up there. The son playing drums, I think, and the daughter was singing.
I know the daughter sings.
Yeah, that was cool. Was getting to meet him and shake his hand, at the Turlock Fair, because we're not going to get that opportunity when they were big. But now, after they were done their set, they were just walking around the fair, him and his daughter and his son, and just taking
a lot of that's changed. Yeah, a lot of those elements have changed. But yeah, I mean, I'm talking more about like what Bruce is saying is like, you're going to dump that kind of coin, and they get up there and they just put on some shit show for 2 hours. It's like, why, just save us the energy and just retire and be done with it, But then there are bands that are still good. Like, John, you might know bands like Winger and Striper and bands. Winger still is friggin' awesome. Yeah. Kip sounds just as amazing as he did 25 years ago. Same with Michael Sweet as Striper. I mean, these bands are still going strong, and they're in their mid 50s, late 50s, going in. Some going.
Leonard Skinner did. When I've seen Leonard Skinner 5 times.
Yeah, and they're always good. I mean,
I think they always sounded great.
They quit crashing planes and getting killed, but
yeah. So it's like
I don't know. Though. I think it has a lot to do with the music too. I think like the more rocker type guys, they sound like more like shit.
Maybe next Friday,
that's true. There are a lot that have
maybe next
really
Friday
fallen off the wagon.
We'll do a music.
Like I think Bob Seger probably said, Bob wasn't really like a, he wasn't like a rocker. So
no, he wasn't a hardcore rocker. No.
So I think that's why his voice, kind of sounds a little bit better.
Steve Perry,
Skinner, they're rockers, but they're not like some hardcore rock. So it's not as hard on their vocal cords and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, Steve Perry.
Steve Perry's
vocals are gone because he sang so high for all that time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's going to naturally happen anyway. Like you can listen to Billy Joel from 20 years ago and listen to him now. He sounds totally different.
I hope that doesn't happen to Taylor Swift.
Stop.
There's some guys I could never listen to, like freaking Springsteen.
Shake it off.
Springsteen sounded awful now as he did back when he first started singing. And I just have a fan base for that guy.
I have a Springsteen story. All right, so me and Joe and our buddy Scotty, about 5 or 6 years ago, we go see Springsteen, right? We're in San Jose. I'm excited. I kind of like Bruce's music. For the first hour and a half, he plays every song off his new fucking album that no one's ever fucking heard. He played 3 songs we all knew at the end.
That's so trash.
They do that on purpose.
Nobody wants to hear your new shit, bro. Nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah.
$150 to listen to a new album. I have no idea what you're singing.
Any old timers, we want to hear your hits.
Yeah.
What did you want to hear? Born in the USA?
Well, Iron Maiden did the same thing.
Glory
got
Days,
a hand up in the corner.
Tunnel of Love.
Glory Days is the only song that he sings that I like. Glory Days.
We got a hand up in Brian's corner.
Where? Go.
Bob, I don't think you answered the whole like, what's your turn-ons and turn-offs thing.
Yeah. Oh, I never answered.
Oh,
yeah, go ahead, Bruce. Let's get back. We'll do a music show, guys. I think we'd have some fun with that.
What was the question again? Oh, my turn-offs and turn-ons?
All right.
Yeah, what turns on Bruce and what
turns on? Oh, what turns? I have more turn-offs than turn-ons, but
well, yeah, you're a dude. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, turn-offs.
Bruce said
nagging.
Yes and no.
Nagging. Right. Hen pecking.
What?
Right.
Hen pecking. Yeah.
Hen pecking.
That's like nagging. That's like nagging.
That's pretty much the same thing, but it's the same thing. And then, what's the word for it?
A bitch.
Take notes, Becky. Take notes.
Yeah, being a bitch.
Being a bitch.
I mean, I'm really an easygoing guy. You can have a conversation with me. You don't have to raise your voice to communicate. I can hear you just fine with a normal conversation, right? So I mean, I hate people that just feel that they have to raise their voice to get their attention to make a point. You know, I like a nice, easy conversation, and we talk things out. Conversation is a good thing, but I mean, when you shut up, you don't talk, you raise your voice, and if you don't get your way, it's easier just to shut up and walk out of the room. It's like that ain't fixing nothing. So that's kind of a turn off.
What turns Bruce on? What turns him on? What gets that fucking motor running? 3-inch heels.
All right, somebody with a sense of humor, a little bit of sarcasm.
Yep.
A little twinkle in the eye and a smile, and probably a good conversation. So you know.
Mm-hmm.
Becky, did you get that? Did you get all that, Becky?
She said she was pulling out her notebook.
I mean, I don't think that's a hard list to work with.
Wait, we need Mike's.
No.
Mike,
no yellers, no bitches.
Do you want to change your answer now, Bob? You want to elaborate on your answer?
He doesn't want a country girl. Is what he's trying to say.
I got
on my turn-ons, Bruce nailed it. I need someone I can talk to. Great sense of humor, good smile, looks great in a tube top. Say what turns me on.
I didn't get the physical. I was just talking about, you know.
My biggest turn on. Okay,
go ahead.
Ladies,
go ahead, Bob.
Becky, everyone take notes. Here's my biggest turn on. Okay, Becky, take notes. You ready? Okay. If I ask you, what would you like for dinner? Give me a response instead of anything is fine.
Yeah.
If I ask you what restaurant you want to go to, if you say Olive Garden, we're going to Olive Garden. But if I say, what do you want? And you say anything's fine, I say we're going to Olive Garden, and you go, I don't like pasta, then pick a restaurant. All right? Please. If I ask you where you want to go because I'm trying to please you, pick a damn restaurant.
Hey, Becky's got the tube top on, Bob. She's ready to go.
Tube top.
Nice. Got to see the cleavage, Becky. Got to show the cleavage.
Mike, what turns Mike on? What turns Mike off? Yes and no.
I think a lot with these guys really hit on it. Definitely somebody that could hold a conversation. I can't stand when I like I ask you a question or something. Like the worst thing is when you ask someone a question, they tell you and then they don't ask you anything back, or they don't ask you the same question. Just somebody that can't hold a conversation, because I like to have conversations. I just plain and simple. Somebody that's got a sense of humor for sure. Sarcasm is definitely, because I'm very sarcastic. I like to joke. If you take everything literally and seriously, it ain't. You
gotta have a little wit to them.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
So, like, I had one girl that she didn't like the fact that I referred to, like, my buddy's wife as, like, his old lady. She said that was, like, derogatory, and I'm like,
God.
Derogatory? Like, it's his old lady. Like, what's so bad about that?
Yeah.
It's Brian's old lady right there.
The woman wants to chime in. Brian's old lady wants to chime in.
You may have met a liberal when...
Yeah.
Mike's
that was the crazy part, is she was actually, like, super conservative.
Brian's old lady's got
Trump
her hand
supporter and everything.
So I have a question.
I have
Are
an answer.
you independently put off, any of you, by a woman who is independent, self-sufficient, and can do those things?
I love a woman like
No,
that.
not at all. Not at all.
Like, if you dumped her, well, if
I would. I want
If
an
she doesn't
independent
make it an
woman.
issue. If she doesn't make it a point to make that known. Like, if you don't want me to open the door for you, that's trash.
Okay, so then are you intimidated by a female who may be more educated or smarter?
Oh, no.
Not at all.
I would love that to happen.
Not at
I would
all.
love to find a woman that was smarter than me.
Mike, you just
Is the statistics sheet state otherwise?
Wait. Hold on. Quick question.
Yeah, rephrase that, Mike.
Are we talking? No, I'm not going to rephrase what I said.
Unicorn.
Are we talking about intellectually smarter or just like common sense, just naturally smart?
Book smart or street smart?
So would you be put off, like, if somebody on their dating app had that they had, you know, like, let's say they had their doctorate in, like, I don't know, chemistry or some shit like that? Like, would that be intimidating to you as a man? That a female is that kind of excelled in the field?
Well, first of all, I don't think
as long as she doesn't try to throw it in my face. No.
There's only
I don't think any female.
I like
female
that.
should ever be like, well,
there's
I have my
only one I would
PhD.
stay away from, though. The one that has the degree in psychology.
Oh yeah, I would be afraid to date
because
someone.
every gal I met that's taken psychology or is a shrink or psychiatrist, you feel like you're on the freaking couch.
You're fucking being analyzed.
Oh, God. Analyze the shit out of you. What's the real reason you're? And
why do you hate your mother, Bruce?
No.
So when I see
thing about
when
that
I see a
Bruce
gal
is
in the
so
app,
right.
that's your specialty or that's your field. I don't care how pretty she is. That's a swipe left.
The only girl I've ever dated that was like that.
That's a DQ right
always
there on
thought
my
something
book,
was wrong with me. Always thought I was mad.
Yeah.
She always thought I was upset about something. The one girl I dated that was the psychologist. She always thought I was upset. I'm like,
wait a minute.
no, I just
I will not go that road. Not even touch that boat. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, I don't want to be analyzed all the time.
No, but who's? I don't. Why would a guy be?
But I don't think all the streams are
insecure
like
about
that.
that.
Yeah.
Having
But
a
I'm
smart
sure they
woman.
can't help. I'm sure that a therapist can't help but do it anyway. It's almost impossible. They're doing it for 10, 12 hours a day.
That's why I would never. That's why I swiped left right off the bat. So
Go ahead, Bob.
Ain't happening.
I dated a woman who had a degree in psychology. Okay, we went out for drinks, had a good time. 2 hours later, the date's over. She goes, "Hey, do you want to see me on Wednesday?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Because we're not done, but it's going to cost you $175 an hour."
There you go.
Hold on. So it wasn't quick enough.
Boom.
That's great.
All right, now we did this now, but let's get real here. What turns you on physically on the other woman? For me, it's legs. I love legs. It could be short, long. It doesn't matter to me. It's legs. Don't get graphic, guys. Don't say like the perfect wet, you know what, but just I guess,
Cardi can talk about WAP all day. Wait, we can't.
She can say it on CBS. I guess we can say it here.
She performed it too, by the way.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, she was scissoring on national television.
Yes, she did.
If she can say wet pussy on CBS, I could say wet pussy on my show. So okay, but let's not say wet pussy.
Hey Brian, what turns you on and what turns you off?
What turns you on?
Wait, I'm all ears for
Brian.
this
This is
segment.
physical,
I'm all
Brian.
ears for this segment.
This is a physical thing now, Brian.
Physical thing. A physical thing. You don't have to get like super
John, hit the
graphic.
record button because I want this in the annals of history.
This is to be recorded for the whole world. So
this is going out on friggin' TikTok tomorrow.
Well, she's got the slapper in the way.
All right, Brian, just say no.
Take a deep breath, buddy. Take a deep breath.
Oh no,
it's been nice knowing you.
Brian, this might hurt. This might hurt.
Brian, your old lady can't hear me. Just say fiery redheads, so she'll be nice.
All right,
You'll win some points. Yeah. This might hurt a little bit, Brian.
Get ready to slap him. I think she already knows.
Yeah.
She already knows. I'm sure she knows. Yeah.
She's checking to make sure he's consistent.
Please don't say. Please don't say your.
I don't need to answer it.
Please don't say your wife wearing a Vikings jersey.
Yeah.
And don't say one of those other girls' names either.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Brian.
I mean, okay, so John,
the Viking jersey is just not this thing I'm looking at. I mean, it's like
John,
the horn and the sword and
I'm gonna say to Brian, I kind of get where he's going with that because I did ask someone to do that for me. So yeah, I mean, but it's didn't turn me on.
Well, John, here's the thing: is that like it wasn't like I didn't even ask for it.
She just
and
did it.
She's actually an opposite side of the country football fan, so she's a Cowboys fan.
Oh, that's right.
Like she did that for me on her own terms without me even saying a word.
She's a keeper.
So to me, it's like I didn't make her do anything. She did it for me, which makes it even more that special.
So you'll put on a Cowboys jersey for me and take a dick pic?
I have Cowboys jerseys.
Hey,
I have one. I don't know if it fits anymore. It's over there on the floor, I think.
This isn't this. You guys need to have this conversation by yourselves.
All right, but let's
right?
the jersey aside. What else turns you on?
Physical.
The physical part of the woman. What part? When you see a girl, what's the first thing your eyes go to?
For me?
Yeah. She's
spotlight like here. No, for me,
legs, baby, legs.
So if it's just like somebody random, like I've never met the girl before or whatever, like the first thing I actually look at is actually their face, and then from there, like I see like what else they have after that, because
it's a really safe answer.
Oh, it is.
Well, no, it's the way I am because like
it's a real answer because I'm looking at their face first too.
Right. Because so for me, like in any like situation for like even before her, like at a bar or whatever, it's always it's more of a face attractive than anything else. Because if I can't,
but does the face turn you on?
Okay, so I guess skip the face. Okay, let's say Brian. So say we're talking to a cute girl, a girl that's cute in the face. Mm-hmm. That's already there.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next thing?
Yeah.
Where's the eyes go?
After that, it goes. It just,
what assets?
So it's just slowly goes down.
So when we started dating, I'll tell you.
Let's just get the real answer. Go.
Did you twerk for him? Is that what it took?
No.
Let's get the real answer.
The bush or what? You know?
Yeah, let's get the real answer. Brian, shut up. Shut up, Brian. Go
Brian,
ahead.
are you a tits or an ass man?
Your wife's going to give us the real answer.
He's an ass man.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's all we needed to ask.
Yeah. That's all you had to say, Brian.
Yeah, but okay. So, but with that question though, like if you see a girl with like a nice ass, and she turns around, her face just it's not like it's there.
That wasn't
yeah.
It was the first thing that catches your eye.
Right.
We're assuming the face is cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've graduated beyond that point.
Bob,
the face is the next body part that gets your attention.
All right, everybody be quiet so Bob can tell us his thing. What's Bob looking? Boom. She walks through the door. Bam. Where do you go? Where are your eyes going?
Well, if she's coming at me, it's got to be her chest. If she's walking away, it's her butt. But I'm also,
but if she's got to have one.
Well, that all depends. If she's walking towards me, I can't see her butt. Okay. If she's walking away, I can't see her boobs. Okay.
Okay, she's coming at you. She's coming at you at an angle.
Coming at you sideways, Bob.
But I'm also, I will look at the butt first. Hold on. I will look at the butt first, but then I'm going up to her face to make sure she doesn't look like witchy poo from HR Puff and stuff.
Bob's a tits, man. And I can tell this from the videos you send me, Bob.
Sorry, she's going sideways. Tim, what are you looking for, Tim? Where's Tim's eyes go?
Ass first.
Ass first.
Well, I mean, we've excluded the face.
That's a grown man answer.
Yeah.
Because every guy was, and when you were 16, every guy wanted a girl with a nice rack.
Yeah.
And then when you became a man, it was like, I can buy you titties.
Yeah.
I want to make sure you have an ass.
Yeah.
Bruce.
The butt matters.
Huh?
Yeah. The butt
Where's the
matters.
eyes going? Where's the eyes going?
I'm kind of.
Do I get a chance to answer
No.
here?
No, because we don't know how cute Brian's butt is.
I kind of look at.
Yeah, I don't need to. You went too far when you brought up his genital region.
Yeah.
So
go ahead, Bruce.
I kind of look at the silhouette, the overall package.
You're looking for
Well, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
every guy wants that.
Yeah, but I mean, the legs catch my eye pretty quick, especially if they're in a dress. I mean, it's like bang, and then you just kind of work your way up from there.
I think you're safe going down up instead.
I go down up
because a girl's legs can wreck a good body.
My thing is, if you got a great set of legs, I mean, to me, that's the foundation. That's everything that holds everything together. So for me, when I see a good set of legs, and they don't have to be long legs, they don't have to be, short legs, just a great set of legs to me,
Yeah, because a girl can have the rest of her body can be nice, but if the legs aren't there, that can ruin the look.
I mean, they could be disproportionate, or the you could have cankles, or
I wasn't going to say cankles. I was going to say cankles.
No, I'm more worried about the upper legs. The upper legs to me is a big thing because, I like girls that are fit in the sense that, they look like they work out. Like when a girl's wearing a nice pair of jeans,
aggressive thigh.
and more aggressive thighs, and you can tell she works out a little bit. That's super hot for me. That's a super big turn on to me.
Mike,
Cushion for Got to have a little meat on the bones.
So what's yours, Mike?
Date an ice skater, Mike.
What are you looking for?
Date an ice skater.
When she's
walking
sideways. She's walking sideways.
She used to work out a lot, and when I first met her, she would wear tight jeans, and you could tell majorly that she worked out like in her hamstrings and her quads and stuff, and it was a super big turn on for me.
All right, for this guys that said ass. All right, what kind of ass are you looking for?
Hold on, let's let Brian's old lady get a word.
Yeah, Brian's old lady. Go ahead, Brian's old lady.
What's she looking for in a
ask
guy?
me what my turn-ons and turn-offs are.
Oh yeah.
But we don't need to hear that. We have to look at Brian's face.
Yeah, we
for
know.
hours a week.
Okay,
Yeah.
So if it's not about Brian, go ahead.
It's not. It's not.
She's not. Yeah, go ahead then. Go ahead.
Perfect.
So, every single time I've ever dated a guy, the turn on it's always been their eyes.
Eyes.
Always. And then their personality.
Personality.
That's
so
not
it has
physical. Though.
Nothing to do with
Well, physical would be the eyes.
Girls are
eyes only, but personality is not physical. That's later.
Yeah.
I know, but you guys didn't ask me in the last segment what I wanted from a personality, so I'm just typing in. That's all.
Oh yeah, well that was,
Now for the ass men on this panel.
What shape?
Are you guys looking for a certain shape that does it? You know what I mean? I don't know where to go with this. So
I don't like
the long ass.
heart shaped, and plump. You know,
Plump.
not like
the long ass is bad for me. I don't know.
Weird.
It's weird. Just looks weird to me.
yeah,
You're looking for the bubble?
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. Heart shaped and got some form and shape to it.
Yeah, peach, like a peach.
Yeah.
No, like an onion, man. You look at it, and you
like
want to cry.
Yeah. Slim,
Blooming
slim
onion.
thick.
Oh man.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, but I'll tell you what, the worst thing is when it looks good in the pants and then they come off and
I knew he was going there. I knew he was gonna go, and it just goes.
oh man.
Well, and then I have some gals that looked really great, except that they had no ass, and that just looks funny too.
Well, that's something that plagues
That's
us,
what I'm
us
saying.
older
We call
folk.
that box
A
butt.
girl can have little titties and it be okay. If you have no ass, it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was disproportionate. It's like,
box butt.
yeah, it's
No,
like,
I always just said they look like a board. It's just flat.
Or the worst
just-
is when they have they have nice legs, they don't have a butt,
No,
but
it's
then
not
they're
like
just
that, Becky.
round on top. They're like an apple on stilts.
Oh, like a muffin?
yeah, and then they wearing a tight pair of pants, and it just like
There's always margin, Becky. There's always margin.
There's always more.
So with what Becky said right there, this is a part of a conversation
I'm not
of
talking-
everything, not just we're singling out certain things.
Yeah, Becky, we already talked about the personality part.
Yeah. I'm not.
We went.
We're
from
not. Yeah, we're not
personality to
talking about.
physical.
I mean, they don't have to be. I mean, I'm not going to go. Okay, she doesn't have good legs. I'm done. I'm out. I'm not
No.
that fucking.
No.
We talked about the personality side. Now we just skip to the
yeah.
physical side. That's all.
Yeah,
So
we're
it's
just
like
doing the
a-
physical part.
that's
Yeah.
like kicking him out of bed for cookie crumbs. It's
Right.
like,
I've done that.
So
Yeah.
with
No, Becky,
with the whole
the only ladies,
right.
Becky,
I like it
Becky, the
too.
only ladies that we don't like is when you walk out after having sex with them, their little 4-year-old ask, "Are you my new daddy?" We don't like that.
You've had that happen to you?
Yeah.
Oh my
John?
God! Why would a woman?
It's always weird when you see the
no,
kid
he
afterwards.
wasn't there. The ex asshole brought him back home when I was there. I was in the bathroom, so I didn't know he was coming in. She went and answered the door and let him in.
God.
And then I came out of the bathroom and, I still had, this is going to make me look bad, but I still had I got up to go to the bathroom. I still had my bowl of cereal on the coffee table in front of the TV. So I went back into the living room and he's just sitting there, I'm just like looking at him like, okay.
Yeah.
What
It's the
happened
weirdest thing, like when you're just over there just to like
And
just
he-
somebody
and-
you're hooking up with, and then
Yeah.
you see the kid, and you're like, oh shit.
And he was at that age where, it's like, that's the kind of question you're going to get from a 5-year-old, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, you my new daddy? Just like, nope.
Oh,
It could only be so
hell
lucky.
no.
But I'll share a bowl of cereal with you.
And, John, that's not as bad as
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
at somebody's house, and she goes, "You think it's her roommates?" And she right in the middle of everything, she goes, "Not so loud! I want to wake up my dad. He's a sheriff."
Oh, shit.
That did not happen to
No,
me.
I was cool. I mean, I got up and I got
Wait,
him a
when you
bowl
were
of
an
cereal.
adult or a young kid?
Yeah.
An adult? Oh, that's no.
Yeah.
I'm getting up and probably leaving.
So
Pretty
with-
much it was a quick night.
So with the whole ass thing we were talking about before, there's actually a good example of somebody who has a crappy ass, but they've actually gotten
No pun
implants,
intended.
everything else. Yeah, and Bob knows what I'm talking about. It's Charlotte Flair. She has no
Oh yeah, she got no ass.
butt whatsoever,
No.
but she's gotten plastic surgery for her boobs and her face to make herself look
Right.
better.
They do butt
She's a
implants
dog.
now.
She got an
She's
ugly
a
butt.
dog.
She got rid of her
She
beauty
is.
mark
Oh my
and
God.
Yeah,
she
you
got
can
her
get-
lips done and her breasts done.
Yeah, she can go get a J-Lo butt if she wants. You pay for
No,
it.
Mandy Rose has a nice butt.
Yeah, I don't know
Brooke
though
has a
if
nice
I
butt.
would-
J-Lo. Those were the only jeans that could fit me when I was younger because I had such a big ass and a tiny waist. Those were literally the only brand of jeans that I could buy were
J-Lo's.
J-Lo jeans.
Yeah,
J-Lo jeans, huh?
J-Lo jeans. She's single now.
Yeah,
But
Mike? Or no,
again,
she, yeah,
Uh-uh.
she's
yeah, she
single.
is.
Yeah,
Did you announce that today?
Yeah, they broke up.
No, that was
No.
This is
That
like
was
early in the
like
week.
last
Yeah.
week.
Nope, because he flew down to the Bahamas where she's shooting that movie.
We discussed this last Monday.
No,
Yeah.
I don't
over.
know. It came out that they're still like,
They're working it out.
you
Yep.
know,
They're working it out.
They're trying to work it out.
Just
they're
would
trying
do
to
that.
work it out. They're
would do
having
that.
issues,
Just
but they're trying to
remember
work it
though.
out.
But
I
see,
mean, he
those
did hire a car and a big
are
engine, right?
very
So,
successful people, so I don't
It's a
think there's
breakup rumor.
money's not involved.
No,
But if J-Lo
it
gets
wasn't.
married-
It was a rumor that they broke up, but they're having issues.
Right.
They admitted to
Well,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but last
weren't
time
they trying to buy them? Weren't they trying to buy the Mets?
No, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
there
at
was
one point.
Yeah, I thought her and J-Lo were
But
trying
if
to. They were
J-Lo
buying the
gets
Mets.
married 2 more times, she'll have as many rings as Tom Brady.
yeah.
Becky's got to put her 2 cents in because she heard all
Yeah,
about
Becky.
the guys.
What turns on Becky?
Yeah, what turns on Becky?
The guy's walking
Yeah, what
at you
turns on Becky?
sideways. He's walking sideways so you can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, what does Becky's eyes go right to? Let us know in the comments there, Becky. She will
Yeah, you
answer.
can't go over a smile nowadays because everybody wears a mask, so you can't see that
Can't
anyway.
say smiles. Can't say smiles. Here's the last topic. Let's be creative though here, guys. I want you to go out of your norm here. If you got to set up the first perfect date, what would it be? So let's give the guys that are going to listen to this in the future some help. So like pick. I mean, don't go like something that's going to cost you $10,000 to do, but just something a little different than the. All right, let's go have coffee.
We got to plan something? Are you
Yeah,
serious?
First date ideas. That's the whole idea. I mean,
You know what? I
be
think
creative. Don't say
Well,
coffee.
Okay, God, I hate it when every time I go blurry. I'm just moving too fast. My
just
brain's
thought I
moving
had
too
too
fast
many
for this
Mountain Dews.
conversation. No, you know what? I would say it would probably be something a little bit more exploratory. So something that causes there to be a bit of a mental opening. So like let's say you pick something like going to see something historical or something like a museum or like here there's a pretty cool this isn't meant to sound creepy, it's because it's actually kind of cool, but there's this pretty cool like graveyard downtown, like one of those old graveyards from way back when you get the tours and the really cool stories and stuff like that, not some morbid graveyard tour.
Yeah, you're talking.
You got to take them ghost hunting.
Well, anything like that. What I'm saying is like make it an experience, like add an experience to the level of the date, so it generates
One of those
conversation.
Paranormal haunted tours in the evening,
Whatever. I mean, just something that causes there to be some stimulus to talk, rather than having it to seem kind of canned and forced, like you're going to a place to be face to face and just kind of put all your cards out on the table. No, like mix it in with an experience at the same time and let
You
that
just
natural.
don't want to get so scared that you scream and push her in front of you and say take her.
Yeah, but you get the idea. Is what I'm saying is I think add something neural to the experience, because you take them to a show like a concert, which would be a natural suggestion for me because I'm into music. But I mean, you can't really talk and hang out with them at a show. You're yelling and screaming in each other's ear.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, so you need to go somewhere where there's a balance of ambiance and noise, but you can still have a conversation and spark up that centerpiece that you're in, and it just adds layers to the date.
That is a good one, Tim, because you get a chance, you get to know each other, you get to talk, and you're having some fun instead of just sitting at some coffee house,
an aquarium, whatever,
staring at each other.
But going to get coffee or going for a drink is, to me, sometimes can be better than going to dinner, because you're trying to eat and talk at the same time.
Yeah,
I don't even mean the dinner part.
Yeah,
I just mean.
Yeah,
I'm just saying in general. Like, I think coffee or a drink is sometimes better. Like, I go to dinner. I mean, that's just a natural thing you do. But the only part I don't like about dinner is you're trying to conversate and eat.
Yeah.
And For girls, they don't. It's awkward for them because they're like, they're trying to look all pretty.
Well, yeah, they're worried about getting something. Do I have something?
They're worried about talking with their mouth full, like just all this,
Or they get that pea stuck on their tooth, and they're just talking to you. You don't know what to say. It's like, dude, you got something in your teeth.
I went and last year we went and did, because everything was closed, we went and did the drive-in. So we went and got food, and I took my truck, and we went to the drive-ins, and I brought beer and wine, and we sat in the back of the truck, and we got there early, like an hour, because they would let you in like an hour early. So we just parked at the screen that we were going to be at. Another movie was playing, and you don't hear it unless you turn it on your radio. So we just sat in the back of the truck and ate and talked, and so that was actually, the drive-ins was cool. I think that's a lost thing.
Did you have a hay barrel back there too?
No, I didn't have a hay. What the hell would I? No, I actually took foam because from work I have full sheets of foam. Yeah. So I took foam and sat it down on the bottom of the bed, and then brought blankets.
See, that's a creative date. That's a pretty creative.
So, yeah, the drive-ins is cool because you can turn the movie down. It's not like going to the movies. If you want to turn it down so you guys can have a conversation, if you start having a conversation, you can just hit the dial down a little bit and have a conversation.
Yeah. Bob, give me your creative first date. Come on, help the dudes out.
Baseball game.
That's not
bad.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Except for it depends on like the talk, like they were talking about, like talking, because it's like if you really don't know that person, they might not want to go and sit in the car with you for 2 hours to go to the game.
Well, I mean, if it's a first date, and you're gonna get that far, you know what I'm saying? That's a nice place.
Yeah.
Oh no, I like it. I'm totally for that. I think that's a great idea.
Do you ask her if she's into baseball first?
Oh yeah, of course.
If she says no,
absolutely.
You got to ask if they're into sports. I always ask a girl that because I love sports.
Go for a drink. Yes and no.
Exactly. I'm not going to pay for you to go to a game if you don't like the game. If you're just going to be bored.
Yeah.
And I don't think I could date a girl that would be bored with sports, because I like sports. So it's like you don't have to be really into it,
right?
But don't detest it.
But don't detest it. Exactly.
When I was younger, there was a ton of women who loved going to baseball games or football games, even if they didn't understand it yet. Yeah. They love to go because you're out in the public.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of guys who bring their girlfriends and wives to games too.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. That was one of the biggest things for one of my exes. She loved going to Giants games, and I did too. So we would go like once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We loved it. I mean, it was something that was really fun to do. Yeah. I think sports thing is a great thing for, first dates or second, third date, whatever. Just anytime. If she likes the idea of going to a sports game, going to a baseball game is such a great date.
Yeah.
Whether you're just dating or you're together or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce, give me that extravagant first date.
Wineries.
Winery's a good one. That is a good date too. That's a good date. Now, but do you try to set that up as with one of those buses, or do you do it on your own?
Well, I mean, you can do that, or you can go to one that's got some live music, and you can just wine taste there and listen to some live music and sit by a fire and all that crap and chit chat and just chill. The music's usually not loud enough where it's just background music, entertainment, but you got a fire pit, you drink some wine, sample it, just kind of kick back, have some conversation. Or you can do the wine hopping thing, but then you're kind of bouncing around and you got to worry about the driving. But it's just kind of low key, if you go one that, there's a ton of them close by now. So better than the beer gardens. So
yeah, you could always go up to Livermore and where they have was that silver, which one does the shows?
All of them do now. You got Wente.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good first day, though. Winery. Yeah. Wine tasting would be a good, and they all like wine, so.
Oh, they all love wine. And you might get lucky.
You might get an overnight bag in the car, Bruce.
Yeah.
But then you'll find out if you want to get lucky because it may,
I like the hiking one. But I have not found one that would do it. That wants to do a hike, and a nice hike with a picnic packed in my backpack. When we get to the top there, lay out a blanket. Especially like at Tabletop Mountain or somewhere like right there where you can actually kind of sit under the shade and have open up a bottle of wine and have lunch. But they all say they want to go hiking, but when you say let's go hiking, everyone kind of just disappears.
On a first date, I could see why a girl wouldn't want to go hiking.
Well, you could go as a group.
You can't walk away.
You can't walk away.
Yeah, and you never know if you're going to just knock them off and leave them in the bush.
You can't just get up and leave. It's not like you're at a restaurant where you can just get up and leave.
Taxi,
right.
Uber.
And you never know if you're one of those trailside killers, John.
The trailside killer.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it.
It's hard for you to get one to go hiking.
You could be the next Ted Bundy.
Yeah. Like Mike was saying, like first date stuff to me is like more like public settings, like let's go out and have a drink, let's go see a band, let's go somewhere. And then if they don't want to be there, or they feel uncomfortable, they have friends there, or like they can just venture out. Like that's fine.
Date is usually a little different. So like a first date,
it's the actual
the first date 20 years ago, 30 years ago was you met them out somewhere and you guys are going to go. Nowadays, if you're going on a first date, you've probably been texting, talking on the phone for a week or two. You've had conversations, so you guys can have conversations, stuff like that.
You might have had the meet and greet already in the neutral location.
Yeah, neutral. Go ahead,
Bob.
30 years ago, first date was you pick them up at their house and you take them out to dinner or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I never on a first date met somebody out.
Yeah, that never happened.
But you guys probably it's like an actual you probably didn't have a lot of conversation before that.
Well, no, I mean it's where if you met real quick, or if someone said, "Hey, give this girl a call," I think you could be perfect for each other. You'd get her number and you'd call her and say, "Hey, would you like to go out? I'll pick you up. What time? Let's go to dinner at 8. I'll pick you up at 7:45." But I always pick them up at their house.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't happen too much anymore. It's like,
I was always like that. It even happened when I was younger. I could get that off, but now, especially with the dating app, girls and I get it. They don't want a guy to know where they live.
Yeah, they don't want to know where you live. Yeah, especially if you're using an app, you really don't want to know where you live.
I mean, up here it used to be something like that, where you used to go pick them up, like when I was younger. But nowadays, it's more like in that setting, like even if that few years difference in like high school, college, we actually met out at a friend's house outside of town, and there's a big bonfire going on, and there's beers there, and we all go there and hang out and have fun. Like that was like the first place to go and hang out and like your first date-ish,
Yeah, but you're talking like high school, college.
Yeah, but most first dates.
Yeah,
that's the thing is back when you're younger, you're usually the girl knows people that know you and stuff like that. They know you're not a serial killer, but you're meeting on a dating website. She don't know you from you're a stranger, and she don't know people that know you or anything like that. So I get why they want to meet.
Yeah,
I always offer, but I expect them. To say,
well, I mean, even from a dating site or like a random stranger or somebody you met on Facebook or Tinder or what have you, like it's the more public it is, the better chance they're going to be there. It's just what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Which is hard just in general now, especially because where we live, at least.
Oh shit! You got when you live in a small town too, it's just like you probably already know that person,
right?
Somehow,
that's the problem too. Or somebody that dated them.
I seen you at the store. Oh, any other things, you guys? I think we hit all the topics. I'm looking to see. I think we got them all. Anybody want to add one? We might as well make this 4 hours.
No.
It's only half hour left of 4 hours.
I think we lost the ladies, though.
Yeah. Good night, Becky, if you're still with us.
Swipe right for both of them.
Which side are you on, Mikey?
Bumble.
Yeah, no, I'm looking right now too.
Okay, no, we're doing this next week. You and Mike are both going to set up a bogus account, and I'm going to show you guys.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you can get it to work. And then I'll show you guys how to stream that image.
I'll have to look. I'll look into it.
Becky finally came back with an answer.
I like bowling.
Bowling?
Becky,
Bowling, really?
good.
Bowling's a good first date.
Well, here's the thing with bowling is like it's fun to do, but like when it becomes competitive is where you have an issue. It's like
what Brian's trying to say is he sucks at bowling.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to be competitive on a date?
It happens.
Being competitive in a
happens.
fun way is cool.
Yeah.
Being competitive, really being competitive, like getting serious about it, that would be weird.
Yeah,
You gotta let them win.
I mean, I've done bowling league, I've done pool league, I've done.
Oh no, I'm not
league.
that guy, Bruce. Especially not in bowling. I'm kicking your ass.
Okay.
No, the girl.
Yeah, I'm kicking her ass.
Yeah. Like you. I mean,
You want to get the win. You don't need to kick their ass.
well, there are some girls that are really good at bowling. There's some girls that are really good at pool.
Well, Mike's
like
really
if you watch a girl who can shoot really good pool, like that's pretty fun to watch. Like it's kind of distracting too.
Watching a girl bend over a table, yeah, of course.
Just saying.
Like I've
played in pool leagues where there's a full female team.
Brian's getting more risky
and
now.
And what they do is they actually wear tube tops, and like when they shoot, and then like they stand next to you and like distract the crap out of you, so you can't shoot. That's the most annoying thing ever.
Isn't that the requirement at every bowling alley? All girls.
Don't you? When you're watching the gals on TV playing professional pool,
no,
they're all wearing tube tops.
No, do it in person. It's a whole different story. In person is a whole different story.
Darts is all right. Darts can be fun.
When I'd play golf tournaments, they would sit there and they'd put the golf angel on the par threes for the car prizes, right? And they would have these gals wearing the skimpiest outfits in the golf court, right?
Oh man, you want to talk about something sexy? When a girl's in her golf outfit, when she's got the little white skirt on, and she's got the her polo on, and she's got it open a little bit. Woo! That's like a grown man's like a cheerleader.
But it's all legs.
Putt. That's a great date, but the problem is those places are all shutting down.
Yep.
There's hardly any left.
Well, it's because kids don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like Roller King.
They can play the game on their phone. That's why.
Yeah, they can play it on their phone. That's sad.
Roller King was the shit.
If Roller King opened up, I would get, and you could drink, I would get a group of people to go to Roller King. Like, I would get my friends to go to Roller King. I'd be like, let's do this shit.
Nothing worse than a bunch of old guys fucking drunk off their ass at the
roller skates.
But kids don't want to do it. Kids are like, oh, that's stupid. It just shows the age we grew up in, or what we're growing up, what we're living in right now.
Hey man,
kids want to play on their phone, and
that's the best times I remember. That's the best times I remember,
they got knee pads, elbow pads, a crash helmet.
Well, they don't even do that anymore. That's what I'm saying. Kids don't do athletic stuff anymore. Kids just play on their phone.
That's the best childhood memories I have.
I mean, skateboard, rode a bike. We didn't have any protection on.
Yeah, Wednesday nights at Roller King during 7th and 8th grade, man. It was
that was so much fun.
They had the light show.
Hey, did we wear protection of any kind?
No, I didn't have any helmet on.
We didn't have shin pads, knee pads, elbow pads, crash helmets.
I like going to the fair, Becky, but
the
only problem is you're going to the fair with somebody on a first date that might find somebody else there. That's the only thing.
What?
They're going to run into somebody they know.
Or you run into somebody else
that
you didn't want to run into at the fair when you have somebody.
Yeah, that's the problem. See,
that's true.
I mean, I went to the fair. A lady friend of mine, and I called her out of the blue and said, hey, let's go to the fair. So I got down to the fair, and we hung up, stuff like that. And she was just a friend, right? But by the time I got home that evening, I had like calls from my daughter. Like 10 of her friends saw me at the fair. Who's the gal you're with, Dad? Who's out you dating? I had a bunch of my friends call and said they saw you at the fair, Dad. Who's that gal you're with, Dad?
Yeah,
You got eyes.
or like 10 guys hitting.
Was that the Stanco fair? Bruce?
Yeah.
And how old's your daughter?
She's 40.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see it though, because I mean,
yeah, or you got 10 guys hitting on her at the fair because they're drunk off their ass.
Many guys.
The fair's a great place to meet girls. Like
Yeah,
I went to
it is, especially the beer garden.
I went
At
to
the
the
beer
fair
garden.
and I was with John's son Frank, I was with John's son JP.
Well, no,
and
the Bud Beer Garden.
We were there too.
Yeah, the beer garden. He introduced me to a couple of girls there that he knew, and I ended up making out with both of them at different times. Took one to the bathroom, made out with her.
We took,
and then when I got back, the other one was filming me, so I started making out with her. Yeah.
We took those fucking bastards with us to go see 38
You were with
Special. Yeah, to see 38 Special. They were gone. I didn't see them the whole friggin' night.
We
I
found
was
some
like,
chicks and we were out of there.
they were gone. I was like, where are the boys?
Fuck 38 Special. I'm trying to get some pussy.
It's 38 Special did the same thing. They waited till the end to play their best song. And everybody's yelling.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
In my late teens, early 20s, my dad had a Chevy conversion van, which I called a shaggin' wagon. Had a bed in the back with a fridge that held a case of beer. Me and my friends, I'd be like 21. We'd find like the 19-year-old, 20-year-old girls who wanted to go drink, take them out to the van, have a couple beers. I'd kick out my buddy, whoever he was with, because there's only room on the bed for one couple, and it's my van.
So that's where
and we had
if the van's a rocking, don't come a knocking, right?
Don't come knocking. Exactly. Exactly. I love the fair when I was a
rocking,
kid.
don't come a knocking.
Bob, quick question for you.
Yep.
Back in that day, like what cars was not called the Shaggin' Wagon?
Well, no, a conversion van was the shaggin' wagon, okay? A conversion van. Had to have a bed in the back, shag carpet, okay? Yeah.
Book reading.
Although, if you had a 78 Monte Carlo and you had a case of Booze Farm, you would wind up in the orchard. They're all gone now, out behind the West Campus. And you would have sex on the car because you couldn't get in the back seat. No, that's not a first date.
Yeah. I didn't even think that would be a second or a third date either.
I used to torture Frankie until these fucking assholes, Mike and his cousin Brian and his cousin Brandon. I used to tell Frankie if he didn't get good grades, he was going to end up with the Ford Aerostar. And these fuckers are telling him we could pimp it out. So they're like, so now I'm like, you're going to end up with the Ford Aerostar. Frank's going, yeah. Me and Mike and Brandon got it set up. We're going to get some nice wheels for it. We told
him we're like, dude, we'll pimp that shit out. We'll get bitches up in there. It'll like. We'll put a speaker system.
I go,
because to us it was like we can fit like 10 people in this motherfucker.
Yeah. I was like,
hey, John, remember the last time we went to Nino's and the big girl kind of fell on my lap?
Actually, Becky's got a good point. Couples massage.
Ooh.
No, that's not a first date.
Nope.
No, it's not a first date. But the thing
is,
is,
a happy ending.
I'm not into massages. I cannot relax for massage.
Yeah, but some guys are okay with other girls touching like their date or whatever, but then they get really upset if another guy is doing it. That's a thing too to consider.
Yeah, that's the outfits they were.
Brian,
painful.
Come on, like that's a posed picture that somebody did. Like that's not
even a pool ball, man. Look at the size of that thing.
Okay, you pool hall.
That's not a pool ball. That's like a lemon.
It's
not to do. What not to do? She's saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Who in the heck's doing that on the first? Thinking that's okay on a first date? I want to be that guy.
Pig down.
That's her pig. Take her pig down.
No. I was just asking a simple question about couple massage because
Hey, Becky, we haven't seen a picture of you because all you got is that face shot.
That's right.
Pictures.
Give her the link, John.
Picture. Come on, Becky, picture.
Becky won't come on here.
My
Why
tube
won't she
top
come
off
on?
from Bob. Yeah, promises.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Bob's not going to hate on you for a two-top.
We're not too critical.
No.
No.
We're still
No,
looking for
we're
the
not.
unicorn, so
I'm not even selective anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not even selective anymore. If you got a pulse, we're good.
Yeah.
I've had
Are you breathing, Becky? You breathing?
I've had my bad moments. Mike and Brandon saved me once from a bad decision, leaving Fat Cats after a concert, and I had my
John
beer.
was trying to take like a toothless chick home.
I had the beer goggles going, dude.
No, she was like I swear to God, she was a crack whore.
Yep.
I was so drunk, dude.
Hey, there were times I would be downtown and be walking by the Fat Cat, and I couldn't believe what little clothes those women were wearing, standing out in the street, drunk and shit, walking across the street, hitting the parking garage.
This girl was missing
and they
teeth,
had like
and John
no
couldn't
clothing
even
on at
tell.
all.
I don't think she was missing teeth.
Bullshit. Ask Brandon. She was missing teeth.
Oh, we were at BJ's. We were at BJ's one night, and this little 22-year-old girl was hitting on John. She was all over John right after he got divorced. I mean, we're at the bar. This chick starts kids. She likes older men. She was all over John. Like,
well, that
John,
was back
what are
when
you
John
gonna
was
do?
working
I don't
out.
know.
Yeah.
Was that back when you were working
I mean,
out?
John
John?
just worked.
Yeah, she thought I was Nicolas Cage because I want to take you home and pretend I'm fucking Nicolas Cage. I was like, whoa, slow down.
And of course, John's pussy ass didn't do it.
No, her friend blocked me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would have took them both home.
But this little 22-year-old was all over John.
I tried to.
Yeah, well, when we were at Nito's, John, you guys didn't help. You just sat there and laughed at that gal over me all over.
I wasn't going to help you, man. I wasn't going to help. That's all you, brother. That's all you. Well, shit, that night. Well, that night.
3 sheets to the wind. She tried to sit on the stool next to me, kind of didn't make it, and ended up sitting on my lap, on my stool. And,
hey, that
and
night.
she wouldn't leave.
That night, you were the only guy getting any action because the rest of them were hitting on the 20-year-olds, the 21-year-olds. I was like, this is ridiculous. Why are we here?
I don't know.
I was like, every girl woman our age or in their mid late 30s, 40s, they were just busy with the 25-year-olds, man. They had nothing to do with us. Mm-hmm. That's why I stopped buying drinks. I was like, I'm
sorry about it.
We were the invisible table. Well, until the drunk lady fell in my lap.
My group of buddies, we were the cougar hunters for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. How to escape a bad date.
You're still a cougar hunter. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's a cougar.
No, I'm saying like we would
how to escape a bad date.
We would go
put her in the car. I drove her home. I left.
Yep.
Bad date gone.
Yep.
Would you?
I called Uber to give her a ride home.
Would you ever pull that? I gotta go to the bathroom and never come back. Would you ever do that?
No,
I could not. I picked her up at her house, but the day was going so badly. I just paid for dinner. I said, "Let's go," and I dropped her off at her house. I just barely slowed down. All right, see you later. Not working out.
Bob and Scooby-Doo man.
I've taken him home or called an Uber for him or a faint and illness coming down.
There's been times where I've been like trying to make it quick because I'm worried about somebody knowing me, seeing me in public with them. I'm like,
yeah, Becky, I was in my 40s and I didn't have.
I'm like, this hurts my street cred. I got to get out of here.
Right.
None of you guys. I don't think any of us ever pulled the I'm not feeling. You didn't pull the I'm not feeling good, did you?
Oh yeah.
Did you really? Shit, that's bad.
I've said I have to go. I
was coming down. No, she was at my house. I had to get her.
She
packed the overnight bag and was planning to spend the weekend. And after the first night, it was no. That weekend's got to end now.
I'm classic for I got to work in the morning. 1,000%.
All right.
I got to work.
Well, it was the weekend, so I was coming down with something.
Hold on, Bob's got a story.
That story.
You got to share that story.
I got
Bob.
that story about trying to get rid of somebody. I was living in Don Pedro, and my roommate was a player, and he had this girl come up on Saturday. So they had fun, did their business. She wanted to spend Saturday night, and my buddy didn't want her to because he had plans with somebody else on Sunday.
Oh.
So I'm in the other side of the house. He comes in my room and goes, "Dude, look, I'm telling her we have to, because we both work for the same company." He goes, "I'm telling her we both have to work tomorrow. So I need you to get up at 6, out the door by 7. I said, "Where the fuck am I going to go?" He goes, "I will meet you in Waterford at that country kitchen out past Waterford that had great breakfast." Yeah. He goes, "I'll meet you there." I said, "All right." So he tells her, "Hey, look, we got to work tomorrow, so you can spend the night, but you got to go home first thing in the morning." She's like, "Really?" She goes, "Bob, you got to work?" I said, "Yeah, it's a special occasion. We got to work one day early." "Oh, okay." So got up. So we get down to the restaurant. It's like 7:15. I go, call and see if she's left the house yet so I can go back home. So he calls her, and she goes, "No, I'm just leaving now." So I'm whispering to him, "Tell her to take O'Byrne's Ferry and come out on 108 and go home that way. Don't send her down 132 because that's where we're at now." Yeah. And he goes, "That's a good idea." Fuck yeah, it's a good idea. Because I want to go back home and go.
Fuck yeah, it's a good idea. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. No. I laughed my ass off. We still laugh about that to the day.
See, that's a good friend. I mean, fuck, to get up at 6 in the morning on a fucking Saturday, dude, to do that. Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. I've pulled that so many times. I have to work in the morning. All sorts of shit.
Huh?
Was that?
What?
Would you say, Bruce?
Me?
Oh, I thought you said something.
Oh, I said, yeah, he bought you breakfast for that, right?
Oh, hell yes, he did.
Yeah. Hell yeah, he did. He better be buying you breakfast.
Oh, exactly.
Brian,
I've covered for him so many times. It's unreal.
That's hilarious.
Okay. All right, I won't.
Huh?
No. I was just looking at some picture Brian sent me.
Not gonna put that up, huh?
Did you get waffles and pancakes, Bob?
I got pancakes.
All right, guys.
No, that place made really big pancakes. They were like the size of hubcaps.
That's a good place to eat anyway.
Yeah.
Is that still open?
No, it burned down.
What?
It burned down, right?
It burned down.
I think it's called Joanne's Country Kitchen out past Waterford.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Good show. I think we'll do music next week. We'll add music to the thing because I think
I can talk about that.
I know we can, and you and Bob. I think you and Bob have a lot of knowledge in music.
Yep, I suck at it. I remember some shit, but not much.
I know Mike. Mike's got a good music genre. I mean, his uncle pretty much took him to every fucking 80s band there was live.
No, Becky, we're never good boys. You know that. We're all bad boys.
Nobody wants a good boy, Becky.
Nobody wants a good boy.
I want her to roll over and say, "You are a bad boy last night."
Bad boy.
Becky,
all right, guys.
Becky, just remember, good boys never finish first. We always finish last.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or as I was going to say the Talladega thing there, but I was going to. You ain't first, you're last
night.
You ain't first, you're last. What the hell?
That's her secret, Becky.
Second, third,
don't tell
fourth.
him, Becky.
Third, fourth. All right, guys.
All right,
don't
Phil.
tell him, Becky.
Have a
good
good
night,
night.
All right, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Night.
I am trying to hit the.